Peace, family. Listen, I was online on my computer trying to give you guys a phenomenal presentation about why it's time for you guys to really start paying respect to the greatest basketball player that ever lived. And his name is Kobe Bean Bryant. While I was giving this presentation, my internet just went out. Like right now, look, let me show you my screen. So you guys know that I'm not capping with you guys. Oh, I would have to turn off. Look at my screen. You see it's still loading? It's literally been like that for the last 10 minutes. I got kicked off, which is fine. You understand? Oh, now it wants to go live. But it's already too late. I'm already I'm already on my phone doing the live. You understand? So I wanted to talk to you guys about the disrespect that Kobe Bryant is receiving now. And not only is he receiving it now, he's receiving it while he's dead and gone. You know what I'm saying? And the people that is doing the disrespect know damn well they would not be able to say that if that man was alive. Know damn well they wouldn't be able to even mention his name if he was alive, because they would have got checked. Not only would they have gotten checked, but he would have brought out the credentials, right? So like, for example, the people that are talking trash and saying Kobe is, you know, number 3, number 4, number 5, whatever number you want to give him, are individuals that some never played basketball professionally, never made it to the elite level, never was in high school looked upon like, yo, this little nigga, this young high school is a phenomenon. Like, he is that nigga. You know, some of these dudes never had that. Secondly, some of these dudes never even won a championship. Some of these dudes never even made it to the finals. The audacity for people that don't even have the same credentials. You don't even have the right to speak in the same sentence. Kobe's name should not even be coming out your mouth. Kobe's name should only be mentioned by the greats. Only Jordan could speak about Kobe. Only Jordan, Magic, Bird. LeBron can't even talk about Kobe. None of these people could talk about Kobe Bryant, because when this man was alive, there was absolutely nothing being said. Nothing. Even down to Stephen A. Smith. That man could not say nothing. The best player in the league right now? I don't even know, man. The game is so weak, I don't even know. I don't even know. But in reality, the audacity for these people to think that they are qualified to talk about this man, Kobe. Let me pull up some things that I wanted to. Listen, all you guys, come on to my YouTube. I'm about to go online on my computer so you guys can get the full videos. See, I don't wanna play it like this, right? Hold on. I don't want to play it from my screen like this, right? I don't want to do that, right? I want you guys to see, so you guys can see that I'm talking. So my software is on, right? I want you guys to see that. Hold on. SGA is cool. He's still not a Kobe though. Like there's a lot of basketball players. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't see who's great when the basketball is soft now. You know what I'm saying? Like the NBA is just a weird game, bro. It's just, open space. There's no hard fouls. Nobody, and they allow so much traveling of all the bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, man. I wanted to let me see if I got it. Bear with me. I know I downloaded this joint. know what I'm saying? Like I want you guys to come on. I want you guys to come on the live from the computer, bro. Yeah, man. Yo, look, let's just check this out right here, man. I'm playing the full screen for y'all. Are you guys watching this? Are you guys watching this? Uh, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Like, this man scored 81 points, guys. Like, the man scored 81 points, bro. The man scored 81 points. The man scored 81 points. Not only did he score 81 points, how many of you guys remembered when he had 63 points in the end of the third and the Dallas Mavericks that went to the finals that year, which was the best defense, that man Kobe Bryant scored 63 to their 62 at the end of the third quarter. And he decided to sit out. You know how many times Kobe Bryant could have hit 100 points? He said it himself. He was like, nah, I didn't want to do it. I wanted to save myself. And the fact that these people are now, are coming out of the woodworks saying the fugaziest nonsense I have ever heard in my life. How do you put LeBron James over Kobe Bryant? The man has a losing finals record. The man ain't never won a chip with mediocre players on his team. Kobe Bryant went to 3 straight. Listen, Kobe Bryant did a 3-peat. I mean, he went to the finals back to back 3 times in his career. 3 times. With the Lakers, they won 3 times. It was back to back. They went to the finals. He did that again. He did that again with the Lakers, with Paul Gasol. They lost the 09, 010, or was it 08? They lost 08. They won 09. They won, they lost 08. They won 2010. 2009 and 2010. Or they lost 08. They lost 09, won 2010, and won 2011. Remember, that's 3 straight times he went to the finals with a mediocre team coming out of the West, where the West was the most dominant region, coast, conference, whatever you want to call it, at that time. I watched something today. Matter of fact, let me see if I could pull it up. Yo, shout out to the brother that broke down this analogy. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, why I never thought about that? You know, LeBron James' 8-year run to the finals was coming out of the East, where they was literally the only dominated team. Everybody out there East had 47 win records, 48. He did not beat a single team that had a 50-plus win record. And when he went to play against the 50-plus team records, he lost. His finals record is 3 and what is it? 3-9? You guys, if you guys is counting this Mickey Mouse championship, you niggas done lost your minds. If you guys are counting the Mickey Mouse championship, you guys done lost your minds. Shout out to you from Brazil, family. If you guys are counting the Mickey Mouse championship, you guys done lost your mind. You know that shit don't count. You know, if you are a real hooper and you come from playing ball, you grew up watching basketball, you grew up watching Jordan, you grew up watching Iverson, you grew up watching Vince Carter. This is my generation. I didn't grow up watching Dominique Wilkins and what's the man's name? Kyle Drexler. I didn't grow up watching that. I didn't grow up watching that. My basketball understanding came in 90, 95, 96. Kobe Bryant came into the league. I was like, yo, who this guy? 17 years old, Mr. Cocky, not afraid. I knew Kobe Bryant was going to be the sugar honey iced tea when I seen him play against Jordan in the All-Star game. And he was giving Jordan the business. Facts. Yo, Travis, yo, my mans, you got to get up out of here, bro. Yeah, get up out of here, bro. Get this weirdo out of here. Like, we watch a man coming into the league at 17, bro. No expectations. Coming into the league with the draft of Ray Allen, Iverson, who was the next niggas. So much people that was put in front of him. Nobody thought this 17-year-old speaking 15 different languages out of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, will be the greatest basketball player that ever lived, bro. Yes, he's better than Jordan. Why is he better than Jordan? Because he had a complete game, bro. A complete game. Kobe could shoot with his left hand. Kobe had the desire to win no matter the circumstances. That man didn't even know what pain was. The nigga won a championship with a broken finger against the most dominant defense coming out of the East, bro. Hold on. Let's watch these highlights, man. Let's watch these highlights. Hold on. Let's watch these highlights, bro. Let me put the music off. We don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. Look, watch the highlights, man. Look. Look. Hey. Right here. Look. 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 Hey. Look. Hey. Y'all gotta stop playing with this man. Hey. Hey. You said Bird. Oh, listen, we're not talking about Bird. We talking about Kobe right now. Hey, we talking about the most complete. Look, with the left hand, on the 3-pointer. Y'all stop playing with this man like he's not the greatest that ever did it, bro. Come on. Come on. What are we talking about here? Like in all seriousness. Pause that. What are we talking about here? You guys are really gonna tell me that he's number 2 or number 3 to LeBron James? Do you guys want me to pull up LeBron James highlights? You know that man missed a layup, right? Like he made an air ball layup, bro. You know that man is the all-time leader in air ball shooting free throws? When they sat down with Kobe Bryant and it was like, yo, bro, did you ever make an air ball shooting free throws? That man said never, even with my left hand. And you got all of these LeBum lovers that's over here liking somebody based on what he did on stats. My nigga, you making stats and you breaking records in the NBA that's weak, bro. in an NBA that's weak. And we seen how you operated when real competition came to the front circle, bro. We seen how you shut down. You guys are aware that this man only scored 8 points against the Dallas Mavericks in the fourth quarter. Against a one-legged German who was on his way out. Dirk Nowitzki was not even in his prime anymore. And he lost. And he lost. And had a stacked team. You guys go ahead and run the record, but it's pertaining to Kobe. Kobe never had a top 75 player after Shaq left. And when matter of fact, they added Kobe to Shaq's arsenal and said, you know what? We'd rather keep Kobe. Yeah, Shaq, you can go. Kobe never decided to play with Tim Duncan, never decided to play with Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, never wanted to play with none of them. He didn't even recruit them. The only time Kobe Bryant wanted somebody on his team was Chris Paul, and you seen what the NBA did. Because they knew if he had gotten Chris Paul would have got a ring. Kobe would have got 2 more rings. He would have surpassed Jordan. He would have ended his career with 7 rings, maybe even 8. 7 or even 8. Just do the math. You got Chris Paul point guard. You got Paul Gasol. You got Andrew Bynum. You got Lamar Odom. You got Kobe. You got Ron Artest. You got Ron Artest. There's nowhere on God's green earth is Kobe not getting 8 rings. The NBA said, heck no, we can't afford that. Because it was going to change the directory of NBA forever. The NBA would never be able to recover, bro. And at that time, the NBA was already establishing making LeBron the face of the NBA. Because LeBron is a yes man. Kobe Bryant is a baller. Don't talk nothing to me outside of basketball. If it's not basketball, I'm not trying to hear that. Jordan will never be. Jordan is the greatest. Yes, he is. Jordan is the greatest, but Kobe is the god of basketball. He is the logo. He is the great. He is the God of gods. He sits at the table with Jesus, Allah, Lucifer, whoever you believe in, Kobe sits at that table. And the only individuals that can come into that room to just peek will be Jordan, would be Magic, would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And that's pretty much it. I would say Will Chamberlain, but he lost in the finals. His finals record is pathetic. You think LeBron James could ever be in that room? Why? Because he broke the all-time greatest scoring record. So why not? So why we don't have that same praise for John Stockton? John Stockton lead the league. He leads all time in steals and assists. He had a longevity career, played more 82 games than LeBron James. I don't hear nobody talking about John Stockton. And we're not going to act like John Stockton was a scrub. We're not going to act like John Stockton was a bum. We're not going to do that. And he wasn't as athletic. And he didn't come into the NBA with full expectations. LeBron James came into the NBA with high expectations. That's why he chickened out everywhere he went. Magic's final record is better than LeBron's. Magic got 5 rings. Russell, the reason why I don't put Russell in the category because Russell had superstars around him. All he had to do was block and catch rebounds. He didn't contribute nothing on offense. He didn't have no skill moves. He didn't have no post up. He didn't have nothing. He was a great defender. Listen, Bill Russell is just like Dennis Rodman. Facts. Great rebounder, phenomenal defense, but had no offense. That was Bill Russell. That's why nobody don't put Bill Russell in those categories, because Bill Russell never dominated the game on both ends. Yo, bro, Kobe Bryant dominated the game, bro. Hold on, let me see if I got the other video. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna see if I got the other video where what's his name? Vince Carter. You heard? Vince Carter got Kobe Bryant tight. Nigga, Kobe Bryant point at him and say, yo, I'm going to show you something. Hold on. Let me pull this up for you guys. I wish I could play this on my computer, man. I wish I could just run this on my software, but I literally got kicked out, guys. Like, all jokes aside, I'm not even lying to y'all. Oh, I think it was this one right here. Let me see. Yeah, it's right here. Run that back. Run that back. Check this out. Check this out, guys. I want you guys to check this out. Yo, hit the like button, subscribe, join the movement, man. We having fun today. We having fun tonight. Tonight's about Kobe Bryant. It's about putting respect on this man's name. It's about, I'm sick and tired of people literally moving the goalposts. I don't understand how did LeBron James oversee Kobe Bryant, and LeBron didn't do nothing. There's nothing in his career that he did that's going to be memorable other than he had a losing finals record. He created a super team. He ran to every team you can imagine and still had a losing finals record. He had more superstars. LeBron James played with more stacked superstars than any basketball player that ever played. LeBron James has not dominated, has not been the face and a dominated player in any era. When Kobe Bryant retired and everybody thought LeBron James was going to be the man, guess who came out of nowhere and took the keys? Steph Curry. Steph Curry cooking this man every single day. If it wasn't for Kyrie Irving to make that shot, LeBron James will only have 2 rings. If it wasn't for Ray Allen, LeBron James will only have 1 ring. We're talking about a man that's supposedly supposed to be the most dominant player. And he won every championship by literally an inch of his tooth, bro. An inch of his tooth. My man said cap, so prove me wrong. Look, you see? Now I went offline again. I went offline. Like, prove me wrong. Check this out. Tell me if LeBron did play defense like this. Look at this. Look, they done got the Mamba mad, guys. LeBron James was never the best player on the court, my guy. UGK, never. Look at this. Look. LeBron never played like this. Look.
I got good credit in the streets, your niggas zero them. I was the neighborhood hot boy, I'm the hero now. I was taking risks before I wrote a rap.
Are you guys watching? LeBron James was never the best player. LeBron James was never the best player in basketball, period, bro. Look. The only reason why they gave LeBron James these MVPs, because like I said, they wanted him to be the face of the NBA. LeBron James didn't do nothing. And on top of that, he's playing in the weakest, and I mean the weakest conference at his prime, bro. At his prime. Look at this. He's playing against he was playing against the weakest conference at his prime. If LeBron James was the best player in the team, if he was the best player in the NBA, let me tell you who was better than LeBron James at LeBron's prime. Paul Pierce. That's a fact. Remember, Paul Pierce was sending him home, right? Derrick Rose had one season when he was the best player coming out of the East. That's a fact. Nobody could stop. That man was like, phew. That nigga was a blur. Phew. Getting to the court, right? Then you had who else was coming out of the East that was better than LeBron? You had KG still at his prime dominating. You had Dwight Howard that was still dominating. LeBron James was representing the East where Kyle Korver, a man that can't even dribble the ball, was an all-star. Kyle Korver, who never dribbled the ball, never averaged more than 14 points, was an all-star. Come on, guys. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Oh, Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas was busting LeBron James all the time until they got into the playoffs, and you already know how politics go. Carmelo Anthony was better. We talking about all-around skill? Carmelo Anthony was better, bro. And Carmelo was in the West. LeBron James was never the dominant player. You guys are believing that because of what media is promoting. But if you are a true basketball scholar, if you knew the game of basketball, I'm talking about studied the game, played the game. Whether you played it casual or you made it to the advanced, the underline of elite, which means you made it to college ball, anybody will tell you, Kobe, there's no way LeBron James surpassed Kobe. No way in shape. You letting Stephen A dictate your minds? You letting these other non-basketball players dictate your mind when you know actual basketball players, people like KG, people like Paul Pierce, people like Steven Jackson, all of these basketball players that play ball will tell you, nah, Kobe Bryant was a different breed, bro. And now that he's no longer here, you got these weirdos be having confidence to come out and disrespect this man. Like, you got something to say? You? Tracy McGrady talking about, you don't think if I had Shaq on my team, you don't think I'll win 3-4 rings? My nigga, you had Yao Ming. You had Yao Ming. You had Yao Ming. You would, according to the papers, according to the stats on paper, you was by far the greatest player in the NBA. But the difference between you and Kobe is Kobe desire to win. Kobe Bryant wasn't sitting out because his knees hurted. Kobe Bryant wasn't on his off times drinking and smoking and he wasn't doing that. That's what you was doing. Shaq had Penny Hardaway and Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel and still couldn't get the job done. Let's not talk like when Kobe Bryant in the 2001, you know Shaq was horrendous. You know Shaq was horrendous on the road. Remember, he can't even shoot. He can't shoot free throws. He was horrendous on the road. Go do your stat checking. He was horrendous on the road. He was averaging like 22 points, 19 or 22 points, shooting 35 to 37 to 38%. His free throws was disgusting. You know who was phenomenal? Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant. You want to know when I realized Kobe was the greatest? I'm about to give you some education today. You understand me? You want to know when I found out Kobe was the greatest? I found out Kobe was the greatest. Remember when he had them court cases? And he was going to court and flying into the arena, no practice, no nothing. And that nigga was scoring 40-something points for like 17 games straight. Every time he went to every time, I remember when he went to Utah, Utah was like his favorite home because that's where the shit happened. They used to have an image. I remember like it was yesterday. They had a weirdo Bataman image of Kobe, son, some gay looking image calling him, "You's a rapist," in the game. Nigga, Kobe dropped 48. Why he's a ball hog? Why he a ball hog? Why he a ball hog? Please tell me why he's a ball hog. I would love to know why he's a ball hog. Because the last time I checked, Kobe said it like this. He said, yo, bro, I'm in here 18 hours a day practicing, working on my craft. I got these niggas on my team doing 2-3 hours and then going home complaining about being tired. And when it's time to play basketball, you think I'm going to trust you with a shot? That's the difference. That is the difference. You guys don't know basketball. When you are great, that's why great basketball players are never good coaches. Because your requirements of a certain player is going to always be on high. You do not know how to meet a player at their level. You can't do that when you're great. Michael Jordan could never be a coach. Kobe Bryant could never be a coach. Magic Johnson could never. Magic Johnson was a coach for 20 minutes and he was like, oh no, I can't do this. Because the expectations, what God gave you, the vision, the understanding, the dedication, the craft, other people don't have that, bro. He said he shot too many terrible shots. So with all the terrible shots that he make, how many terrible shots did LeBron make? How many terrible shots did LeBron take? You said Magic is overrated? Can't say that, bro. The world ain't never seen a 6'10" point guard running up and down, no look. That man ain't never seen, nobody ain't never seen a man prior to Magic Johnson that could play all 5 positions. That man was playing center in the finals. And listen, I'm not even a Magic fan, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be a deceiver. I'm not gonna lie about it. You said I love Kobe, bro, but you just putting too much on him. No, I'm doing this because too many people is disrespecting him. That's why. I'm doing this because too many people is disrespecting him. They're saying things that they know without a shadow of a doubt. They couldn't even dare say it if he was alive. That's why I respect people like Kyrie Irving. That's why I respect people like Shaq. That's why I respect people like Rashad. You know what I'm saying? Like the niggas that know. Like, yo, bro, you are not allowed to say nothing when it's pertaining to Kobe. You are not even allowed to listen, you're not even allowed to be in the same room with Kobe. You think LeBron James could be in the same room with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan? In order to be in that conversation, you first got to have a killer instinct. You first got to have a dominant season where you are the man. LeBron James was never the man. He was just doing what he's doing now, just stacking up the sheets, going into the conference that was weak, playing alongside great players, Like niggas be like, yo, when LeBron took the Cavaliers to the finals, he was the only superstar. Y'all acting like Zugis Zagaskis, that 7'7" European, was not dominating in the post. Y'all acting like Larry Hughes, who was signed by the Cavaliers after having a phenomenal career on the Wizards. Y'all acting like he had that. You acting like Eric Snow, who played alongside Iverson, who was the master of game management. You guys are bugging, bro. I don't want to hear none of that, man. The only time I ever seen LeBron James step up was literally the Eastern Conference against the Detroit Pistons where he made like 7, 8 in a row. That was the only and last time you guys will ever see LeBron James be like, yo, this nigga might be the next Jordan. Yo, this nigga might be the next Kobe. Yo, this nigga really might be a problem in the NBA. After that, that man was quiet. LeBron James knows that. You guys know that, bro. Come on, man. LeBron James lead the world in playing with the most stacked players. Everywhere he goes, he needed a superstar. I'm about to take my talents to South Beach. I'm going to play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and we're not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, that's what he said. That's not me saying that. That's what he said. How many did he win? How many did he win on the Miami Heat? What was it? Two? Two? And he barely won the second one. We all know it was easy for him to beat OKC. These was children. These were children. It was children. Russell Westbrook, what 20, 21? KD, 22. Harden, 19. These were children. Of course you better win. You see what it was when he played against the Spurs? Let's just say that ball did not get tipped and it landed in Ray Allen's hands. Will we still be having this conversation? Will we still be disrespecting Kobe and saying that LeBron James is the second greatest? Some people are even saying he's better than Jordan. The audacity. The audacity. You must be very, very high on crack to even say that this man is better than Jordan. And then you got people like Stephen A. be like, yeah, he will never be better than Jordan, but he's better than Kobe. When I watch Stephen A. out his own mouth, if I could find it right now, you could go on TikTok and find it where this man said out his mouth, yo, Jordan will ever be the greatest ever. But that man, Kobe Bryant, he's probably the greatest basketball player ever seen after Jordan. Nobody can match to this man. The nigga dies. Now all of a sudden it's, yeah, man, I got LeBron. Psst, LeBron. All-time leader in scoring. He's the all-time leader in air balls on the free throw line. He also has a losing record in the finals. I thought, listen, hold on, people. Check this out. I thought when you get drafted to the NBA, I thought the end goal was to win championships. I never knew playing basketball involved just stacking up numbers, doing highlights. I thought it was being the best, proving that you're the best, and winning championships. Isn't that what all sports is? Isn't that when a team draft you, they say, yo, I'm putting high investment into you. And the goal for you is to bring a championship home. So, as great as LeBron is compared to according to what you guys say, the man went to the finals 8 times. 8 times. And out of those 8 times, he lost 5. The Mickey Mouse championship does not count. I would never count that as a championship. Only a fool would consider that being worthy of a championship. I would never count that. Matter of fact, the season should have been closed and waited till next year. And I promise you, if they went into next year, if they started the NBA season next year, he would have got bounced out. Remember when he went to the Lakers, they got bounced out the first round. Remember when he went to the Lakers, when he first signed with the Lakers, he got bounced out the first round. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Come on, man. You guys know what it is, man. If you are a real hooper, you know who's the greatest, bro. You know, you listen, Jordan himself will tell you now, Kobe. Yeah. You know Jordan and Kobe played one-on-one. And you know Kobe beat him, right? You guys know that, right? You guys know that Jordan and Kobe played one-on-one and Kobe beat him. I don't know. Nah, they really played one-on-one. There's an interview where Kobe was talking to Stephen A. Stephen A. called Jordan on the phone and was like, "Yo, bro, yo, this man right here said that he whooped your ass." Jordan said, "Yeah, he did." But you know, I'm old, I'm retired. Niggas ain't trying to hear that. Jordan, when you are a competitor, you always a competitor, bro. Yeah, they won't tell you that. Because the narrative is to make LeBron James the face of the NBA. He would never be the face of the NBA. Not as long as real ballers exist. Real ballers will tell you. Everybody that's LeBron fans are children. Niggas that grew up watching basketball playing 2K. Some of these dudes never went outside. Some of these dudes never played in the park. Some of these dudes never seen street ball and won. They don't know nothing about basketball. Your basic understanding of basketball is whatever ESPN tells you. That's your understanding of basketball. That's not how you critique the game. You critique the game based on the dominance. Like, yo, bro, this nigga Kobe here, son. Yo, bro, that man scored 81 points, bro. Let me show you this. Matter of fact, let me forward this to my. Yeah, we back. Hold on. Let me show you guys this, man. This everything about this today is literally telling you guys it's time for you guys to put respect on Kobe Bryant's name. Like, we not trying to hit none of that, bro.
Legacy.
No disrespect. We not trying to hit none of that. Okay? You guys will respect Kobe Bryant after today. Look at this. Let me share my screen. Look at this. This was done in all in one season. Check this out. This is in one season. Check this out. My man scored 81, 62, 51, 51, 50, 50, 48, 46, 45, 45, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 42, 42, 42, 41, 41, 40, 40, 40, and 40. If you was to go look up LeBron James numbers in one season, it would never be that. Somebody said in the chat that he was taking crazy shots. Of course. When you great, you can do that. Did you guys not see what he did to the Suns? Grant Hill himself said, "Yo, bro, I played against Jordan. But the greatest basketball player that I have ever competed against was Kobe Bean Bryant." Vince Carter, I just showed you what he did to Vince Carter. Let's run that back, guys. Let's run that back. For all the new guys that just pulled in, pause. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Look who's on his team. Mims. Chris Mims. Are y'all kidding me? Chris Mims. David, what's the nigga Cook? I forgot. Smush Parker. Come on, guys. We not this is not even up for conversation. Come on, guys. Smush Parker. Look, 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 look. Slap, slap. Look, look. That's greatness, bro. Look. Full court. Look. Where you going? 2K can't even play D like this. What are y'all doing? Look. 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 What's it? Jump. Give me that. Hey. 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 Stop. What are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about, bro? Like, what are we talking about? Just put some respect on that man's name, bro. Respect this man's legacy. Respect what he did to the game, bro. Respect what he brought to the game, bro. Don't you ever. That's for anybody. Stephen A. I don't care. I don't care who you are. Don't you ever disrespect Kobe Bryant. Don't you ever think LeBron James or whoever you think is great will never be better than Kobe. Whoever you think is great. SGA, some people say, yo, he got Kobe resemblance. He would never be Kobe. Somebody said Devin Booker, he shows signs of Kobe. He would never be Kobe. Somebody said Jason Tatum, he would never be Kobe. There would never be another Kobe, bro. Ever in NBA history, bro. There will never be another man. The greatest basketball players that ever played basketball will tell you that. Michael Jordan himself will tell you that. I seen this man ball live. I watched this man ball live. I watched KD ball live. And when that man is on the court, bro, it's literally like God has arrived, bro. This is facts. It's like God arrived on the court. I think I got another one. Hold on. Y'all bugging. It's like God arrived on the court, guys. That man's aura, etc. And somebody said they great basketball players, but they suck at they bad people. Nah, they're not bad people. You gotta earn these niggas respect, bro. Can you imagine you a superstar and you run into a lot of people and there's a lot of weirdo niggas? It's a lot of weirdos in this world. Of course, you know, they might look like, yo, son, what's wrong with this guy? Like, who are you? Go take a seat. You know what I'm saying? Let me play this one right here. Let me play this one right here.
Me, basketball on the court.
Listen to the OG speak. Check this out. Check this out.
To me, basketball on the court. Complicated shots, shooting over taller opponents, footwork with extraordinary grace, the elan vital of the athletic balladry that he put on that
I
court.
was at that
I
game.
think there's been nobody better than Kobe Bryant. I think with the kind of will to win and playing through injury. This man played with a broken finger and won a championship, had to rotate the ball off of the broken finger. I'm not denying the genius of Michael Jordan. I'm saying Kobe Bean Bryant, in my estimation, was the greatest basketball player. Studied the game, was a student of the game, worked harder than anybody else, including Jordan, to do what he did. That's why I think he's the greatest of all time. So
The greatest. The greatest. There's not a single player ever that could ever be in the same category of Kobe outside of Jordan. And the only reason why people put Jordan ahead is Jordan had one season where this nigga won everything. Defensive player of the year. Leading, he won the scoring title. He won the championship. He won MVP. He won finals MVP. That man won everything. He got that. He got that. And a lot of people would like to say, well, Kobe took his game from Jordan. Yeah, just like Jordan took his game from Irvin. What's that man's name? Julius Irvin. Jordan would tell you that. Yo, when I was growing up, man, I used to watch Dr. J all the time. That's where he got his game from. He just took it to the next level. That's the same thing with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant studied, said, damn, this nigga's really the greatest basketball player ever. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that, I'm going to learn this, and then I'm going to add my own little twist to it and had his own twist to it. Jordan was never the complete player like Kobe Bryant was, bro. Kobe Bryant would kill you with threes. Kobe Bryant would kill you with a mid-range. Kobe Bryant would take it to the hole, both hands. Kobe Bryant will outdo anything that you do, he will outdo you. I'm going to tell you the one time where Kobe Bryant looked it like a human being. I'm going to tell you the one time, guys. This is how I know I watch basketball. I understand the game, and I'm also honest to tell you the truth. Let me tell you the one time Kobe Bryant looked like a bare mortal was the 2001 All-Star game. You know, the one that Iverson won? When Stephon Marbury was playing for the Nets. That was the only time. Not saying Kobe didn't do his thing. Kobe did do his thing. Kobe did do his thing. I think he put up like 18 or something. He did do his thing. But he didn't stand out the way Iverson did. He didn't stand out the way Stephon Marbury did. He didn't stand out the way Vince Carter did. Kevin Garnett was balling. What's the other nigga name? Tim Duncan was balling. Shaq was balling. He didn't stand. That's the only time I was like, damn, Kobe, you should be killing. Every year after that, that man, this is what I love about Kobe. When he knows, like, damn, I could have did more. That'll be the last time you guys will ever see me like that. That nigga took the game to the next level. Every game. Every game. You violated him, you got that. Remember? Remember what Jordan said to him? When he had on his sneakers and he looked up, he said to him, you would never, yeah, you could wear the shoes, but it's et cetera, et cetera. You know that nigga Kobe took that to heart? Kobe Bryant didn't talk to nobody for the entire week because he knew he was going to play Jordan again. And when he played them, you see how much points he dropped? Remember when Gilbert Arenas dropped his 60 points? Gilbert would tell you he was on the phone. He was because Karan Butler was on that team, and him and Kobe and Karan are very close. He was like, yo, you got Kobe on the phone? Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know that nigga Kobe marked that on the calendar? Ask Gilbert Arenas how many points did he have that after that. Ask him how many points did he have on the second return of Kobe Bryant. Kenyon Martin said, at my 15 years playing this game of basketball, Kobe Bryant by far was the greatest basketball player in the league. That man had no weaknesses. That man could shoot left-handed, lay up left-handed, shoot free throws with his weak hand, dominate the game with his weak hand. Oh my jeez, this shit's crazy. Yo, bro, there was a play when they was playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Remember, this is the Dallas Mavericks team that went to the finals. The man, that's the Dallas Mavericks that lost to the Miami Heat with Shaq and Dwayne Wade. That's that team. The best defense in the Western Conference. They ran a play where they put this nigga in the corner, bro. Couldn't shoot right. You know, the man turned around and shot it with his left hand, and that shit was all baskets. So when I hear people say things like LeBron is the GOAT, I said, how can he be the GOAT? He never dominated the NBA. He don't have more rings than Steph Curry. Steph Curry been on that same team for forever. He didn't go recruiting KD. KD wanted to go there. It's not about stats. We see if you want to go based on stats, everybody's gonna say LeBron is the greatest. It's not about stats, bro. It's about the eye, the game, understanding the game, the footwork, the precision of the attack. Kobe Bryant used to poke you. It's like he would poke you with a shank and keep poking you. It's about the dominance of the game. It's about the dominating of the game. That's what separates the regular player. Because if you going based on stats, Wilt Chamberlain has stats. If you want to go based on championship, Bill Russell got 11. If you want to go based on stacks, John Stockton is the all-time leader assists and steals. If you want to go based on stats, Karl Malone had a phenomenal career. If you want to go based on stats. But if you want to go based on the competitiveness, the desire, the willpower, the killer gene, the dominating of the game, we talking about completion in every category. That man Kobe didn't have no weakness in his game. The only flaws I would say about Kobe is after Shaq left, he was so angry and so determined to prove the naysayers wrong, he forgot about everybody else. Where he took that out and he complied and he finally got Phil Jackson. Let me tell you why they speed up the game of basketball. They sped up the game of basketball because they had to break away from that triangle offense. That triangle offense is the most powerfulest offense ever created to man. But in order for that offense to be effective, you have to have the greatest players doing that. The triangle offense cannot. You seen what it was with the Knicks. You seen what it was with the Knicks. So when people be like, yeah, it's because they have Phil Jackson. No. Phil Jackson created a formula for the great ones. The triangle is the pyramid, like on the dollar bill. And only a few people could sit in that area of the pyramid. And at first, it was Jordan. Yes, Jordan was the greatest that ever did it at his time. Until 1997, when Kobe was drafted. Give me a second. I'll be right back. My bad, guys. I almost died. I was holding that joint for like 10 days, you heard? Was the greatest, bro. There's not a there's like I said, bro. That triangle offense was only for the top tiers. It's for the big dogs. You can't even run the triangle offense and like AU college. You can't run that offense, bro. Who's better? He said Kobe's overrated too. So who's better? Oh look, you a LeBron. You look LeBron Curry. You probably under 30 years old, bro. Exactly. You can't go by stats. Stats is irrelevant, bro. Stats doesn't make nobody nothing. It's just, yo, yeah, you could score. That was cool. You know what I'm saying? Ray Allen could score. Reggie Miller was the greatest three-point shooter at his time. Then Ray Allen came along. Now Steph Curry is here. Then you got people like Klay Thompson. But we talking about dominating the game, bro. It's only a few people that ever dominated the game, bro. And one of them is Kobe Bryant. The next one is Michael Jordan. The next one is Shaquille O'Neal. The next one is Allen Iverson. The next one is who else dominated the game, bro? You could put Larry Bird in there. Larry Bird had a 3-year run where he couldn't be stopped, bro. Hakeem Olajuwon. Can't forget him. We talking about dominating the game, bro. Give me the ball and we going home with the win. It's only a handful of people, bro. You said Mike, Kobe, Kareem, Bron. Bron would never be in that conversation, bro. When you do your homework on LeBron James, you will find out that he was literally just riding waves. Pause. He was a wave rider. That nigga is LeBron Surfer. That's his name, LeBron the Surfer. He's not the GOAT. His GOAT, this is LeBron GOAT is going on any team. That's LeBron. He will forever be the GOAT of going on any team. That's him. Go on any team. That's LeBron. This is no disrespect. We're talking about dominating the game. Paul Pierce was a better dominating player than LeBron James. Paul Pierce had LeBron James' number. Paul Pierce is the reason why LeBron James had to team up with Dwayne Wade. Paul Pierce is the reason why LeBron James had to team up with Dwayne Wade. And you want to know why LeBron could never be in that conversation? Because he lost to a one-legged German. He lost to a one-legged German and got shut down in the fourth quarter by somebody half his size. Could never be. Could never be. LeBron James I'll give him top 10. I'll put him in the top 10. I'll put him in the top 10. But he would never be on the Mount Rushmore. Because this is the requirements, people, for the Mount Rushmore. You cannot have a losing finals record because you being paid and drafted to win championships. That's all sports is about. Winning championships. The sports is not about, listen, the owners don't give a damn if you drop 60 points a night. They don't give a damn about that. They want to make sure that when it's the finals, when it's the playoffs, you get the team to where they need to be so they can have a parade. Facts, kid. He's not even top 5. You will be a fool if you put LeBron James on top 5. Dwayne Wade was better than LeBron James. We talking about if you take Dwayne Wade prime and LeBron James prime, who you picking? Exactly. If you take Carmelo Anthony's prime and LeBron James prime, who you picking? You know how many teams had LeBron James number? You know how many plays the NBA done gave this? Let me see. Let me see if I can pull these things up. Hold on. Oh, my phone about to die. Hold on. Let me show you guys something, man. Hold on. I don't know what happened to my other charger, man. Let me show you guys something, man. Hold on. Let me show you guys something. Oh, this is the one right here. Shout out to this brother right here. This man just be exposing LeBron James all the time, bro. Hold on. Is it this right here? No. Look at this. Somebody said that LeBron James is playing Kobe be taking bad shots. Check this out. Look. Air ball. Somebody say he taking bad shots. Look at this right here. Look. I'm gonna let it play again so you guys can see it again. Hold on. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something. Is it this one right here? Look, look, look. Hold on. Is it this one right here? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is your GOAT right here. Okay, cool. Hold on. I want to show you the one. Look at this. Look. Hold on. Look at this. Look. My man said I don't know nothing about greatness. I know that I know LeBron James ain't better than Kobe. I know LeBron James ain't better than Jordan. I know LeBron James ain't better than Magic. I know that these players that I just mentioned never ran to team up with super teams. Magic never teamed up with Bird and said, yeah, we're going to come together and we're going to win 19 championships. Kobe ain't never said, yo, Kobe Bryant played on a team with no top 75, bro, and went to 3 straight finals, bro. What are we talking about, bro? Yeah, so anytime you come over here and y'all start talking crazy, you get removed. I listen, Curry is nice. Curry is nice. Never gonna deny Curry. Curry is the greatest shooter that ever lived. I'm never going to deny that. Ever in life. Curry is the greatest shooter that ever lived. Let me say that again so you guys can hear me. Curry is the greatest shooter that ever lived, but he would never be top 5, never be top 3. The greatest shooter that ever lived. But Curry did not have a complete game. Curry did not control defense. Curry never led the league in steals, never led the league in assists. He was just leader. He was always the leader in percentages when it came to shooting the ball. And because of that, he is the greatest shooter that ever existed. Curry is too small to be top 3, bro. He's too small. Curry's too small. But he is the greatest shooter that ever lived. I would never deny that for Curry. KD is better than LeBron. KD is better than LeBron. Never going to deny that. KD is better than LeBron. KD has no weaknesses in his game. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You can't be great when you have weakness in your game. LeBron James can't shoot free throws. LeBron James is afraid of the moment. Anytime the lights is on him and he has to step up, he always folded. Ray Allen saved him. What's the nigga name? Kyrie saved him. Every championship he won, he was saved. The only time he won and he dominated was against a young OKC team. That was the only time. Everything after that, yo, bro, let me see. In the finals, where they was playing against the Spurs, they sat Kawhi down. LeBron James was on the court. They called this nigga Kawhi back into the game. LeBron was like, oh my gosh, why are they bringing him on some bitch made shit? My man, Kobe would have been embracing that. Like, bring this nigga. Jordan would have been like, bring this nigga. Real basketball players never want the easy way out, bro. LeBron always wanted the easy way out. That's why he could never be top 5. He could never be in when you're talking about the GOAT, if we're talking about the greatest of all times, Jordan is the greatest of all times. No question asked. He is the greatest. Kobe is the god of basketball. Jordan is the greatest of all times. But Kobe is the god of basketball. And there's no player that can ever enter that room. Anybody that's going to be a consideration will be Jordan himself. But Kobe sits in that room by himself. LeBron James don't even make it to the second elevator, bro. If we going based on the pyramid, right? So you'll have, it'll be, let's just say Kobe and Jordan, right? Kobe and Jordan. This is the only opinion where, anybody can have an opinion where you could say Jordan and Kobe, Kobe's better than Jordan, Jordan's better than Kobe. That's the only conversation that's valid because this is proof in the pudding. Because these niggas is literally 1A, 1B, 1B, 1A. Literally. However you want to throw it. Shoot the dice. Right? So you put these two in that category. Right? Underneath that comes Magic. Comes Steph Curry. Comes Isaiah Thomas. Excuse me. Let's put Isaiah down. Come Tim Duncan. Come Shaquille O'Neal. We talking about dominating. Right? That's that. You could throw KD in there. You could throw KD in there. So that's one. We got the God tier. You got the superior. You got the superstars, the greatest, the greatness. And then you got everybody else. LeBron James falls with everybody else. Because there's an argument that if you say, if LeBron James never won a championship, is he better than Carmelo Anthony? Some people's going to say no. If we're going based on stats, is LeBron James better than Russell Westbrook? If we're going based on stats, is LeBron James better than James Harden? If we're going based on stats, did LeBron James ever dominated the NBA like Tracy McGrady? If we're going based on stats. If we're going based on stats, would LeBron James be better than Paul Pierce? If we're going based on stats, is LeBron James better than KG? If we're going based on stats. If we going based on stats, are you saying he's up there because of his stats? Because if we talking about raw talent, we're not talking about niggas that can jump. The nigga was 6'8". Of course you better jump. Like I seen a dude today, shout out to the brother. I'm like, yo, bro, like, yo, my nigga, you mad tall. Like, you don't want to play ball? Like, yeah, I play ball casually. I'm like, nah, bro, you tall, bro. Get a paycheck, get your income tax money, go fly overseas and go play some ball, bro. Make some money off your height. You got the height. Play ball. You should not be doing this. Go play ball. He was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, listen, LeBron James, 40 years old. You still got time. You 27, you got enough time. Go play ball, bro. Go take your talents to Israel, Australia, anywhere. Go play ball. Don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they die looking for people like you. You know what I'm saying? That was Wade's team. Miami was Wade's team. Miami was Wade's team. Again, there was a point of time where Dwayne Wade was the best player on the East. Remember, he was just on a losing team. I remember when Dwayne Wade was averaging 37 points for the season. You guys must have forgot. You guys must have forgot that year before LeBron James decided to join the Heat. Remember when he came and he dunked on the Brazilian? I forgot the Brazilian's name. He just cocked it back and was like, this is my house. Remember? LeBron James looked and said, "Yeah, hey." He looked at his team, looked at his coach. He said, "Yeah, I'm taking my talents to South Beach." The GM of the mother effing Cavaliers said it out his mouth. He said, when LeBron James was on the Cavaliers and playing in the East, there was really no competition for them. There was a season where they started 18, it was like 18 and 19. And then on the second half, they turned it up. And the reason why they did that, because they knew that there was no team that could compete with them. This is the general manager of the Cavaliers of the time saying this. The general manager. Exactly. Big B. So you know, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. That man said it out his mouth, bro. The only time LeBron James faced a real competition when he was in the East and he was making that run was when they was playing against the West, bro. And you see what his record is. This is why he could never be in the conversation as the greatest that ever did. If you based on stats, then if we based in anything on stats, then anybody could have an argument and say John Stockton is the greatest basketball player that ever lived. They could say John Stockton is the greatest basketball player that ever lived that never won a championship. You can say that. You can say that if we're going based on stats. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was always leading the league in scoring, but they know damn well not to put him in the same conversation with Jordan. They knew damn well. But we living in an age of time where niggas don't have no respect. Niggas wait for people to die to open their mouth and be disrespectful. The audacity. There's no respect. No respect whatsoever. There's not a single person in this world right now that carry the honor and respect. Not only respecting the dead, but respecting your elders, respecting your OGs, respecting when people with wisdom that been on this earth longer than you is schooling you with shit that you don't know. There's no respect. Niggas will still have a, yo, you're mad, you're hating. Come on, what's wrong with you? You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, yo, bro, you only been in this earth for 32 minutes. I've been outside since 1998 when some of you guys was not even a thought factor. I was already outside. What? Come on, man. Y'all got to make these things make sense, bro. Average 17. That man had 8 points in the fourth quarter. Who was he? Who was guarding him? Who was guarding him? Jason Terry? Y'all niggas is crazy. Let me put my mic down. Look, can y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check. I'm in the studio right now. I'm in the studio. I was gonna go online on my computer, show you guys. I had a phenomenal presentation. I got kicked off. Maybe the LeBron James handlers said, we don't want this nigga talking about our daddy. And all of a sudden, my joint messed up. Which is fine. It's fine. I'm cool with that. But you know I'm going to always find a way. I'm from Brooklyn. We miss the improvise. I'm going to find a way. And when I come, I'm going to come and show you guys why this man is the greatest, bro. Why are we even having this conversation? Like, in all seriousness, why are we even having this conversation? Why? Why? Y'all, you guys was raised watching 2K. You guys was raised watching ESPN highlights. You guys was not watching the game. You guys never been to the game and seen this man ball in person. You guys never see that. If you was there, this is why people that's in the 80s until this day, People that was in the 80s, 90s to this day will be like, nah, Jordan is the greatest, because you had to be there to see it with your own two eyes. You had to be in that atmosphere. I promise you, it literally feels like God just walked on the court. When you know you that nigga, it's like God walking on the court. You like, damn, son. You know you great when you demand a room, even when you are away. You said, who's my top five? Kobe, 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 and Kobe. You remember, you guys remember David Chappelle? When he was like, who's your greatest rapper? He's like, Dialon, 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 because I spit hot fire. That's how I feel. Kobe, 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 and Kobe. How many of you guys would just finish washing your dishes, got a paper towel, you see the garbage, and you screaming out, Kobe? Nobody ain't saying LeBron. Nobody don't say LeBron, because you know it's going to be a brick. You know it's going to be a brick. Nobody says LeBron. Everybody grabs that Kobe. Just like that. Kobe. We don't need, again, see, this is somebody that's going based on stats. Like, okay, Kobe, Jordan don't need to have 40,000. Jordan was he was in the NBA lesser times than LeBron and achieved more. Was more dominant at 40 years old. Jordan's 40 and LeBron James 40 was two different times. Jordan still, his presence was still like, damn, this nigga Jordan. Nobody don't respect LeBron James, bro. I can show you videos of this man flopping. That's what I was looking for. When you see me to give you guys a pause, I was looking for the videos to show you this nigga flopping all over the court. Nobody touched him. Yo, bro, the man, hold on. Nah. See, this nigga done got me amped up. Hold on. I gotta find this joint. Nah. I gotta find this joint. Hold on. Uh-uh. Hold on. Nah, let me turn off this Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, bro. Let me turn this joint off. Hold on, bro. Because everybody like, oh, he had 40,000, 10,000. It doesn't matter. That nigga could have 50,000, 60 million assists. He still won't be better than Jordan. Still won't be better than Kobe. Because when it matters, he never showed up. When you get drafted to win championships and you made it to the end, Can you imagine making it to the end of the last games? For those that play video games, can you imagine making it to the final board to beat the final boss and you lose and you have to do that shit all over again? How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Hold on. I gotta find this joint, bro. Damn, hold on. Let me see if I put a like on this joint. Let me see if I put a like on this joint, bro. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see if I put a like on this joint. Oh, yeah, look, right here. Look. Check this out. Look at this. Look. 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 I want to find you the actual video, bro. Yo, when I tell you this, man, I'm like, nah, bro. There's no way this dude is literally moving like this, son. No way this dude is moving like this, bro. Hold on, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Are you guys watching? Look at this. Look. Look. This is not AI. Run that again. Look. Travel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the travel. Look. Look. I'm going to play it again. This is for the brother that says he got 40,000, 10. Look. My niggas. One last time, because you cannot be the greatest of all time, and this is what you're producing. 1, 2, 3, then bounced it. They didn't even call that. Look, nah, y'all not about to sit here and tell me he's the greatest. We're not about to do that. We're not about to do that. We're not about to do that at all. We're not about to do that at all, guys. Let me find the one where when what's his name? Kawhi Leonard got called in and LeBron James got mad. Yeah, look. 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 This is why he was on the Heat too. Check this out. Look. Let me run it back. Look at this. Remember this? Ah, damn. y'all, y'all remember this? Did y'all remember this? Do you guys remember this? Come on, man. Let's not disrespect. Uh, they even got it on ESPN. This is the ESPN app, bro. This is the ESPN TikTok. This is ESPN. We not having these conversations no more, guys. All I ask for you guys is just to put some respect on my son Kobe's name. Let that man rest in peace. Don't disrespect a man that gave everything to the sport of basketball, bro. That man gave everything to the sport of basketball, bro. He made everybody look at basketball different. The NBA has been downhill since Kobe left, bro. The NBA has been downhill. When Steph Curry retires, when Steph Curry and KD retires, the NBA is finished. I'm telling you this right now. The NBA is finished. SGA, Ant-Man, all of these niggas is alright, but they will never, and I repeat, never be a dominant force in the NBA like Kobe was, Jordan was, Curry was. We talking about, listen, you can, I'm going to tell you about this nigga Curry, right? Let me tell you why Curry is great. Because you can put this man on any area on the court, even behind the behind the half court, and he can make the basket. That right there, that's scary. And he had handle. See, that's the one thing people they overlook with Steph Curry. That nigga could dribble. That when you play 2K, right? When you play 2K, it'll say you get the Bird era, the Magic and Bird era, you'll get the Jordan era, you'll get the Kobe era, then they'll give you the LeBron era. It was never LeBron. LeBron was never the face of the NBA. LeBron James was great marketing. He was never when I mean the face, like the dominated player in the NBA. Niggas wasn't afraid of LeBron. Nobody was afraid of LeBron. And LeBron knew that. That's why he had to team up with people that can make him seem stronger than he actually really was. He really wasn't a dominated player. LeBron didn't have no post-up game. LeBron James didn't have no left-hand finish. LeBron James didn't have no hook shot. LeBron James, he damn sure can't shoot free throws. He is the all-time leader in air balls, shooting free throws. We are not having a conversation on who's the greatest of all times. He is the all-time leader in air balls, shooting free throws. We're not doing that. Come on, stop. Soft like, guess what? Guess Biwana, that's your name? Guess what, bro? Guess what? Guess what? LeBron James was a wonder bread. LeBron James was a wonder bread. LeBron James would not be able to play with the big dogs. He would not. He would not be able to play with the big dogs. LeBron James was a, don't let none of these niggas, listen, don't let none of these niggas fool you. We talking about playing with people like Dennis Rodman, Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, you know what I'm saying? Charles Barkley, Sean Kemp. You think they gonna allow you? Remember, the NBA they done switched the NBA up just for LeBron James to flourish, bro. They made the NBA a non-aggressive, non-touching. You can't even be non-verbal. And they did that for LeBron James. I'll tell you who they really did it for, but I don't want to make this the conversation. He would never dominate it. How can you dominate? You don't have a complete game. Dominate how? There was no three-pointers going on. You would have to have a mid-range. LeBron James does not have a mid-range. LeBron James' best attribute is getting to the basket when he's driving with his right hand. When he's dribbling the ball with his left hand, you know he's shooting. LeBron James had no game. He had no footwork. He had nothing. The man walks like a duck, like literally like a penguin. If you see him walk, his feet is spreading like this. He had no game. He only had athleticism. And the reason why he was dominating in high school, because he was playing for St. Mary's with a bunch of rich Europeans. Of course you're going to look good. Of course. Why do you think he didn't go to college? Because if he went to college, he would have been exposed. If he went to college, he would have been exposed. He would have been exposed. LeBron don't have me doing nothing. I'm just saying this because people is disrespecting Kobe by putting this man over him. Like, how dare you put a man who has a losing finals record over a man that literally transition I don't even want to say transition basketball, but literally held the tradition of pure basketball. There's not a video you can watch where you see Kobe Bryant traveling to the hole. That man, hold on. I got another one. Hold on. Let me see if it's this one. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something right now. Dude be disrespected. You got individuals like Stephen A. Smith with the audacity, like, yo, my nigga, like, yo, bro, you disrespecting. How you gonna say Jordan is the greatest that you ever seen, and there's nobody that comes next close to him or more complete than him than Kobe Bryant? The audacity. See my internet messing up. I don't know what's going on. It's raining in New York City. The heck? Hold on. That's the only reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Yo, bro, I'm watching. I'm like, yo, son, why are these people feeling so comfortable to talk about Kobe Bryant? Tracy McGrady, Dwayne Wade. Like, yo, Dwayne, you's a bum. You's a bum. You don't get to disrespect and talk about Kobe. You's a bum. You had one good year, and that's the year where you had one. When I'm talking about, no, he had 2 good years. He had 3 good years. I give you 3 years. Out of your long-term career, you had 3 dominating years. You don't get to talk about Kobe Bryant. The only people that's allowed to talk about Kobe Bryant, is Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Larry Bird. Who else? Who else? Who else? Tim Duncan. Who else? That's it. Nobody else can have any. The word Kobe can't even come out your mouth. Pause. The name Kobe shouldn't even be able to come out your mouth. Pause. If you didn't put that work in, if you ain't grab the championships, if you didn't dedicate your game, if you didn't stay on one team, if you didn't stick to the G code, you didn't want to, I gotta team up with elite players because I just can't get over the hump. I can't beat the Detroit Pistons. I can't beat the Celtics. Oh my gosh, they're so hard. Oh man. Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant beat that entire team by himself with a broken finger. Make it make sense. Y'all not talking. Yeah, we're not talking basketball here. My man said Robert Ory. Shaquille O'Neal. Forgot about Shaq. My bad, Shaq. Kobe did not lose to the Pistons. Kobe lost because they shut down Shaq. They figured how to shut down Shaq. Kobe was still dominating. Go watch the game. Go watch the tapes. Go watch what Kobe Bryant was doing to these Pistons every year after that. Go watch the tapes. Never had a player like Shaq. So who's Kyrie? Who's Dwayne Wade? Who's Zalgoskis? You guys be acting like you guys is acting. You know Shaq only had 2 moves: hit you with a body, dunk with the right hand. Shaq only had 2 moves. With the right hand, do a turnaround right hook. What are y'all talking about? When did Shaq dominate? When did Shaq you know, took the last minute shot when this Shaq was literally the go-to when shit hit the fan. Never, bro. Remember, Shaq was playing with Penny Hardaway. Shaq was playing with Eddie Jones. Shaq was playing with Nick Van Exel. Shaq had an all-star lineup. Kobe Bryant was coming off the bench, bro. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? And I'm not taking nothing away from Shaq. Shaq is the most dominated big man that ever played. But you guys are acting like you know Kobe did not take Paul Gasol, whose career average, his career high was 19 points, and when he was on the Lakers. Lamar Odom, who was going home with one of the Kardashians sniffing cocaine. Y'all niggas, y'all can't tell me this. Took them to 3 straight finals, back to back, against one of the dominant teams. He beat the Orlando Magics that knocked off LeBron James. What are y'all talking about? He beat the Orlando Magics that knocked off LeBron James. What are y'all talking about? He beat the Celtic team that knocked off LeBron James. What are y'all talking about? He beat the very team that made LeBron James run to Miami. What are y'all talking about? We talking about a man that had no Shaq. And Shaq would not win no rings if it wasn't for Kobe. I need to say that again. Shaq would win no rings if it wasn't for Kobe. And you guys know this. LeBron, the Cavaliers didn't come back to win nothing. Kyrie Irving is what made them win. The only thing you guys are going to remember from LeBron James in that series is that block against Eagle Gaga in the goddamn when he went for the layup. That's the only thing you're going to remember about LeBron James during that series. You know why? Because he never showed up. It was Kyrie. It was Kyrie's team. That's why Kyrie left. He was like, yo, bro, I'm doing all of this. I'm not getting the recognition. I'm not getting the extension, the money that I deserve. Man, I want to get traded. And what did your man do? What did your man do after he got traded? He spent 1 year and then he ran off to Los Angeles. Got bounced out the first round, and then the next year, he went to Los Angeles. He said, yo, I need you to get me AD. Yeah, I need AD. That man never went on a team where he is literally on by himself and literally making it work with the players that he got. Never. Not one time. I don't want to hear about that Cavalier run. He had Zalgiris. Zalgiris was averaging 24 points, 22 points, 22 and 10, 22 and 12. That man was a problem in the post. I don't want to hear none of that. He had Drew Gooden, a Duke legend, who was averaging like 18. I don't want to hear none of that. Had Larry Hughes. You had Larry Hughes, who was coming off the year prior, one of his best seasons. That's why he ended up on the Cavalier with a max contract. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. You had Eric Snow, who was a master general. I don't want to hear none of that. You guys are making excuses for shit that really doesn't make no sense. He said the Celtic dynasty with Russell and Havlicek will never be touched, not even close. We're not talking about dynasties right now. We're talking about players. We're talking about individual greatness, greatest of all times. And if you guys say LeBron is the GOAT, he's not the greatest. His GOAT doesn't mean the greatest of all times. LeBron James GOAT stands for go on any team. That's LeBron James' title when it's pertaining to GOAT status. The greatest of all times is Michael Jordan. Period. But the god of basketball is Kobe Bean Bryant. The greatest of all times is Michael Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all times. The greatest basketball player of all times. The greatest basketball player of all time. But the God of basketball, the God was Kobe Bean Bryant. Was Kobe Bean Bryant. And it's deeper than, the accolades. It's deeper than that. It was the respect of the game. It was the work ethic. This nigga used to, while everybody's in the club partying, when you listen to the stories, this nigga was in the gym. 4 o'clock in the morning, he was in the gym. Finished working out. What was the nigga named? Corey Maggette. Shout out to Corey. Corey was like, yo, I'm having a conversation with Kobe. I'm like, yo, bro, yeah, man, we should go work out together. Kobe was like, yeah, pull up, 6 o'clock. The nigga said I got there at 5:30. Nigga looked at Kobe and said, hi, I got here before you. Kobe looked at him, smiled. Kobe trainer said, yo, bro, that nigga Kobe been working out since 2 o'clock. He only came here because of you. You ain't never gonna get those type of stories with LeBron James. It's a bum. Never, not even top 5. Not even top 10. He might not even be top 20. Listen, I'm saying it. I'm saying it, I could prove it. Because when it mattered, he never showed up. The teams that knocked him out the playoffs, Kobe beaten. The team that knocked him out the playoffs, Kobe beaten. Magic's knocked out LeBron. Kobe beat him. Celtics knocked out LeBron. Kobe beat them with a broken finger. That nigga LeBron sitting out because his toupee fell out. Come on, man, stop. We're not playing these games. Dirk knocked out Kobe. Guess what? He also knocked out LeBron when LeBron had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Shane Battier, Mario Chalmers. Who else? Who else was on that team? He had a phenomenal team, and he got knocked out by a one-legged German. He said, okay, bro, let's back up on LeBron here. Listen, I'm going to back up as soon as society stop disrespecting Kobe. Don't disrespect that man. Because I remember when Kobe was alive, retired, and he used to go on ESPN, and he used to go on these podcasts, and they used to talk to him. First thing they say, yo, man, how does it feel being retired? Kobe said, man, it's good. It's good because I know I gave the game my all. And everybody was like, yeah, you right. Yeah. Yeah, you are the GOAT. Some people be like, I ain't gonna lie, I have Jordan in front of you. But you are right after. And Kobe used to be like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Soon as this nigga dies, all of a sudden everybody's coming out of the shadows. Dwayne Wade, Tracy McGrady. Who else? Who else was talking crazy? Jeff Teague. Who else? Who else was talking crazy? Stephen A. Who else? And when you look at all these niggas that was talking crazy, none of them could even tie the shoes of Kobe Bryant. Nobody. What player you think could have got a ring but was in it for the money? LeBron James. Oh, you talking about like that never won a ring and was in it for the money? That never Carmelo Anthony. There's a few players that I wish won a championship. Shout out to seven, what was it? 6'7" Rizzler. Shout out to you, bro. Carmelo Anthony. Um, there was another player too. Um, Charles Barkley, but definitely Carmelo. For me, I'm going based on my generation, right? Carmelo Anthony, Carmelo Anthony, Iverson, Vince Carter should have won one. Uh, Vince Carter should have won one. There was another person that should have won too. I don't know off the top of my head. Not right now. I'm so focused on making sure that Kobe is remembered as the greatest that ever did. The God tier, the God of basketball. But there's a lot of basketball players that I wish could have had one. But definitely Carmelo, definitely Iverson. Um, Stephon Marbury because he's from Brooklyn. Um, Damn, yeah, it's a lot. Word, it's a lot. How how did Kobe? How can Kobe win an NCAA championship and Kobe never went it to the NBA, never played college basketball, bro? He was supposed to go to Duke. You know that, right? And the reason why Kobe was gonna go to Duke was because Jordan went to North Carolina. That nigga Kobe was already had Jordan on his radar since he was 17 years old. And the reason why he went to the NBA was because of Penny Hardaway. Was because of Penny Hardaway, bro. What, what does Russell has to do with being the god of basketball, bro? Russell did not dominate the game of basketball. When he was a great defender, great rebounder, but he wasn't dominating on all cylinders of the court. The reason why he had his number for Wilt Chamberlain was because Boston Celtics, we talking about the NBA where, the salary cap and, whoever had the best team, it was shown. You could see it. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen the movie Tropical Thunder? It was like that. So the reason why Wilt Chamberlain, this and why I don't consider him the greatest is because as great as he was, he didn't know how to make everybody around him better. And if you took him out the game, then nobody else was willing to step up, even with Jerry West. Jerry West should not be the logo of the NBA. We know why Jerry West is the logo of the NBA. It's because of his skin tone. Has nothing to do with talent because he was not that guy. He was never that guy. He been to the final, but 7 times and only won 1 time? He's worse than LeBron. He worse than LeBron. But if we going based on if we going based on if you going based on skills and greatness, we talking about footwork. We talking about the ins and outs, the X's and O's. If we talking about that, there's nobody more superior than Kobe, bro. Jordan created the foundation, the post-up moves, all of that. Jordan created that. Kobe elevated that. Just like Jordan took his game from Julius Erving. He took his game and elevated it and mastered it and became who he is right now as the greatest basketball player of all time. But he was never the god. Yo, 6'7", what's up, man? What's going on, bro? So I see both of you guys has come into the chat and try to make it into a bar mitzvah, bro. What's your advice, bro? Trolls, right? I want to see what he's gonna say. Oh yeah. Okay. There's the other one. Oh, they was both together. Oh, okay. Oh, Cal, you in here? Thank you, my guy. Yeah, like, oh, bro. Yeah. Thank yo John Public, man. Appreciate that, bro. I don't even listen. I don't even watch basketball. We're not even gonna talk about the All-Star game. I did a whole video. I gotta edit it and upload it. We're not even gonna talk about that, bro. But overall, come on, man. I don't even watch basketball, bro. I'm beyond over that, bro. I don't watch it. I don't respect it because these niggas don't respect the game. Yeah, that's what he said. He couldn't figure out KD because he didn't have enough time. But I promise you, Kobe would have figured him out and he would have won. Face of the NBA right now, it's a toss up between SGA and Luca. It's a toss up between SGA and Luca. It's between SGA and Luca. You said Luca, but you guys got to understand the reason why I'm saying that is because you know to get today's basketball is not. It's just not basketball, bro. It's not like there's no plays, there's no slowing down, there's no mid range, there's no, there's no strategy. Niggas is just running zone, pick and roll, shoot the three, dunk the ball. That's literally what basketball is right now. I mean, listen, BK11, you have a point, like I said, but I'm just Cooper Flag is nice. You say you want to remove the three? Not, you can't, bro. You can't. And it's not even moving the three, bro. It's slowing down the game because the 3 pointer is always gonna be there. You got to slow down the game. The game. They took the D'Antonio approach. That 7 seconds or less, run around, throwing alley oops. Like when that session was going on with the Suns, it was wonderful. But when Steve Nash retired and we seen that they couldn't win a championship doing that, the NBA should have just said, you know what, we're not doing that. We scratching that. What they did was they continuously made every team follow this script now. It was like, yo, this is what we're doing. This is what the crowd wants. We're going to please the crowd because it was all about generating money. It wasn't about the integrity of the game. It wasn't about the respect of the brand. The basketball the NBA brand is tarnished. It will never be the same, right? You could just anybody that's a basketball head can see that. Anybody that play basketball can see that. You get what I'm saying? Like, remember back in the days, you used to get a thrill of watching the NBA compared to watching street ball. Now it's in reverse. We get a thrill watching street ball than we do watching the actual NBA game. He would never get another ring. Tatum is cool, but he he lacks something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he lacks, but he lacks something. When I see Tatum, you know who Tatum reminds me of? Tatum reminds me of Devin Booker. They play the similar style. They want to be like Kobe, but they don't have the in them. You said it needs to sound man BK needs to go back black. I have no comment for that. You said Tatum is legit. Celtics just win. Celtics are basketball. Nah, it's not. Tatum is cool. I'm not like I said. I'm not gonna knock. I'm not gonna knock his game. His game is cool, but he's not great. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I don't think there's no great player. I think the last one will be the nigga that played for the Bucks, Ukapumka, whatever his name is, Giannis. But the reason why Giannis is a question mark in his greatness is because he does not have no game outside of taking it to the hole, dunking on people. He doesn't have a post up game. He doesn't have a 3 point game. He doesn't have a free throw. You know what I'm saying? Like he will make an air ball in the free throw. You get what I'm saying? So because of that, he that is true. Silver is trash. Silver, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of configurating that needs to be done in the NBA. One of those is getting rid of Silver. He's just not suited for the NBA. Get rid of him and get rid of the player control where players have way too much say. No. I'm listen, like I just said, I just gave you. He lacks the mid range. He lacks 3-pointer. He lacks free throws. But when it comes to dominating, like dominating in the paint, that man can't be stopped, bro. That man can't be stopped. Nah, bro. I forgot what they signed on, bro. Basketball players. Chris Paul is the chairman, the president of player relations. Nah, bro. I'm telling you, these niggas got way too much. They got way too much input in the game. Way too much input. This is why, a rookie will come out of high school, come out of college, and get a $20 million contract. They improve nothing on the court. They didn't do nothing and already got $20 million. Yeah. They created that. I forgot what it's called. I like Mr. Brown. You said what about Joker for Denver? Joker's cool, but for me, Joker is overrated because the NBA is so weak. Understand this, guys. The NBA is so weak that the average player can become a superstar. Okay? The NBA is so weak. The NBA is like the NBA is all about stats. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the integrity of the game. Is he good? Yeah, of course. But who's his competition? The only competition that has him and Luke and Joker has a weakness. His weakness is his stamina. If you attack him all game, he's gonna fold. If you match up with him and you attack him all game, he's going to fold. You know, Joker reminds me of damn, what's this nigga name? Joker reminds me of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's good, but if you keep attacking him and you keep putting the pressure on him, he's gonna fold. That's how that dude was able to beat him. Big facts. Nature boy, big facts. Embiid as well. Embiid is somebody I want to see him win a championship, bro. I would love to see Embiid win a championship. I would love to see the 76ers in the finals. I would. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see the 76ers in the finals. I would love to see James Harden win a championship. There will never be another James Harden. I'm telling you guys this right now. There will never be another James Harden. There's a few players that there will never be another. There will never be. There will never be another Steph Curry. There will never be another James Harden. There will never be another KD. There will never be another Kobe Bryant. There'll never be another Michael Jordan. There will never be I said KD. I said KD, Steph, Kyrie, um, who else? There will never be another Shaq. We talking about somebody 6'1", 6'2", 280, 275. I'm talking about big. I'm talking about when the elbow hits your chest, nigga. You gotta call a timeout to catch your breath. Like there will never be another one. There's gonna be a lot of LeBrons. There's a lot of LeBrons being created right now. Yeah, there'll never be another James Harden. So why James Harden? Matter of fact, just go watch his highlights. Don't even listen to me. Just watch his highlights. Yes, he folds when the game counts. He folds. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna act like, oh my God, give the ball to James Harden when there's 2 minutes left in the game. No, he folds. That is a fact. But his handle, step back, yeah, he's that. You said you said sound man BK. You said Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade wasn't phenomenal. Dwayne Wade, I could see Ant-Man playing like Dwayne Wade with just a three. Dwayne Wade wasn't he wasn't you know what I'm saying? He wasn't phenomenal. He was great. He was good. But there's gonna be plenty of Dwayne Wades. There will never be another Carmelo. Watch Carmelo game, bro. Carmelo's game was literally suited for the 90s basketball. If Carmelo was playing in the 90s, that nigga would dominate the game. Facts. Yeah. You said D Wade and Spider. You could say that. You could say that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You see, you can find another player that's gonna remind you of Dwayne Wade. I was not even thinking about Son. I was not even thinking about Son. But yeah, you can see the similarities. Like you said, mucho uno. uh, you said Mitchell is whack. Yo, bro, Patrick is funny, bro. My son said Carmelo was softer than a snicker full of poop on a rainy day. Damn, my guy. That's very harsh, man. I can't. I listen. I respect Carmelo's game, man. You said Bird would have made Carmelo cry. Yo, bro, you was stupid. What? But check this out though. Yo, Patrick, check this out though. Check this out though. Bird will also have to play defense. I would not take James over Wade because when it was time for James to step up, he doesn't show up. But if we going based on regular season and shit like that, like if let's just say, there was draft kings where these two niggas was in their primes, definitely gonna take James Harden. Definitely. Well, without a shot of a doubt. But if we talking crunch time, we talking about taking over a game. We talking about making your presence felt when it matters. Dwayne Wade, hands down. Yo, bro, Soundman BK. Yo, you from Brooklyn, brethren. You cannot violate my son Mitchell like that, bro. Did you just say Daryl Nah, y'all about to. Yo, bro, you about to make me go to sleep, bro. Did you just say Daryl Armstrong was better than Mitchell? Anthony Mason and Dream, you can have an argument with that nature, boy. We could agree with that. We could agree to disagree. Curry Mace who up in the finals? Yo, 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 Soundman BK, man, you must be related to Daryl Armstrong, bro. Yo, bro, nobody even know who Daryl Armstrong is. You definitely gotta be in my age bracket, cause my nah, bro. Yo, you about to make me go to sleep, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Yo, nah, nah. Nah, hold on. Yo, my son said Daryl Armstrong. Nah, bro, you wilding right now. You is bugging. And you from BK? I know. Listen, you from my town, so I know you got a sense of humor. That is pure sarcasm at its highest order, bro. Mitch Richmond was nice. Mitch Richmond was nice. You know who else was nice and a lot of people be oversleeping? Remember Jamal Mashburn? Who remember Jamal Mashburn? Who remember Jamal Mashburn, bro? You said Mash was alright? Yeah, nah, yo, bro, we about to conclude. We about to conclude this conversation, bro. Jamal Mashburn, you said was alright? Nah, bro, you bugging, bro. Junkyard Dog, Glenn Robinson for the Bucks. You know why? You know why? You might say they was alright because these niggas was silent assassins, bro. Coming into a game and out of nowhere just give you 40. Like, yo, we didn't plan for this. You said Glenn Robinson was trash? Nah, bro. You guys don't know basketball, bro. If you said Glenn Robinson was trash, yeah, I mean, listen, we not gonna go based on injuries because we talking about pure talent. Like if you went to the game and you see these niggas play, you like, damn, this nigga nice. Nah, if it's based on injuries, it's a lot of players that would stay injured. That you know what I'm saying. That you know Tracy McGrady stay injured, but you're not gonna say he wasn't nice. Facts, bro. Yeah, nature. Yeah, see, nature boy, you watch basketball, bro. You see, you can tell when people watch the game and they understood the game. Forget the stats. We're not, like I said, we're not based it on stats. We based it on like niggas balling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Listen, we're not even gonna listen. Let me tell you. One of the most overrated coaches in NBA history is Doc Rivers. Steve Smith was alright. He was alright. He didn't. He lacked athleticism. He was alright. He wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Smooth game. It was alright. You know who Steve Smith remind me of? What's my son name? Um, damn, what's his name? You know, Steve Smith. You know what's crazy? Like when you watch individuals, you can tell like which region they come from. Like you can tell Steve Smith came from the Midwest. You can tell that, like Glenn Robinson, you could tell because they had a particular style of play, right? You can tell when somebody was from New York, right? You was able to separate Rod Strickland, Rafa, Stephon Marbury, what's the other dude name? Shamgard. It's like their game is like New York had a particular style, right? We was dribble heavy, right? You had the Tim Thomas. Remember Tim Thomas? Tim Thomas was alright, right? You had those that they was the post up him, Jamal Mashburn, Robinson, what's the man's name? Chris Webber. You understand what I'm saying? Like everybody just had their own unique style, bro. But it was like I said, it was every 5 to 10 years where somebody came with something that they ain't never seen before. Kenny Anderson, Jeremy Lin was trash. Tim Thomas was. I remember my son Kerry Kittles. Shout out to Kerry Kittles, man. You know who was? White boy that was nice, Jeff Hornacek. Y'all niggas be tripping if you saying Jeff Hornacek wasn't nice. He just had a short career because he was playing with, no disrespect to my Europeans on this live, but he was playing with some real niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? And his body just couldn't take it. Yeah, Jeff Hornacek. Listen, you said John Stockton. John Stockton will forever be one of the greatest. He leads the league in assists, steals. Always be one of the greatest. Brendan Roy was alright. He had potential. He had potential. He had potential. He gave Kobe a run for his money. I'm not gonna lie. Brendan Ward was alright. Anthony Edwards is cool. Who was overrated? Yeah, never. There was never a Kobe stopper. Anybody that they said it was a Kobe stopper, Kobe dropped 40 on them. No, not Jeff Hornacek. Keith Van Horn. My bad. That's his name. Keith. That's who they was sleeping on. That nigga Keith Van Horn was a problem, bro. Yeah, he was on his ankles, but he never stopped them. Pause. Keith Van Horn. That was his name. Keith Van Horn, bro. Or Keith Van Horn was alright. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Keith Van Horn was alright, bro. You're putting too much. You're putting too much pressure on Mr. Flag. He got to earn. He still got a long way to prove his game. Remember, he's playing on a team that's literally rebuilding. When you on a rebuilding, that's basically room to showcase. This is what scouts is gonna look for. They're gonna let this season go out, and then they're gonna see. All right, this is what we need you to work on. You know what I'm saying? We need you to do this. We need you to do that. With his second and third year, we could have this conversation again. You said Luca or Ant, taking Ant all the time, bro. Nah, I didn't say that. Oh, you talking about Nature Boy? Rex Chapman was trash, bro. Rex Chapman was like Scott Skiles. Remember Scott Skiles? He had a 30 point assist in one of these games. He had a 30 something assists in a game. Scott Skiles was still trash. My son said Tim Legger, bro. Son, yo, sound man. Yo, sound man, where in BK you from, bro? Cause you is wilding right now, bro. Yo, sound man, where in BK you from, bro? Cause you is wilding right now, bro. Mark Price was nice. Oh, you not too far from me. Oh, you in the East. Shout out, man. Shout out. I was over. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. It's crazy. Yo, bro, Ross. Listen, I love what you're saying, but nobody, there will never be another Kobe, bro. Never. The game is too weak for them to be another Kobe, bro. You gotta understand the dedication Kobe Bryant gave to the game. There's not a single player on the face of this earth that's willing to do that, make those sacrifices. Kobe Bryant was in the gym 2 o'clock in the morning. Kobe Bryant don't even know what going to the club is. Kobe Bryant don't even know what smoking weed is. Kobe Bryant don't know, but drinking, and he don't know none of these things. Kobe Bryant only knew basketball. Didn't care for nothing but basketball. Gilbert Arenas said something in the notion of, um, he said Kobe Bryant was like a S550, but he turned that engine into a Bugatti. There's none of these players is willing to put that work and effort in. Nobody's willing to shoot 1,000 times in one area and then go get some food and come back and shoot another 1,000 times on another area. Then go work on their arms, lift weights, and then go on the other side of the court to shoot 1,000 times. Nah, they will never be. I'm not an American, and we don't worship nothing. I appreciate greatness. If you got a God-given talent and you use your talent to be great, this is what we do, bro. Yeah, that's anybody in the NBA, bro. You listen, the purpose of the NBA of an NBA player is to get better, to take your team to the next level and win championships. Like I would never step away from that. If you have a losing record in the finals, you can never be in the GOAT conversation. That's why LeBron James would never be top 5, would never be top 10, would never be, because he has a losing finals. He has a losing finals record. And every year that he stays in the NBA, every year that he doesn't make the playoffs, every year he gets bounced off, it drops his stock lower and lower. You guys keeping it up there because he's patting the stats. He's putting up 50 points. He's putting up 60 points. He's 40 something years old and he's averaging 25 a game. Yeah, in a league that's literally, birds can fly and drop poop inside the rim, and if it goes in, they get a point. I mean, this is how trash the game is. You feel me? I like John Morant. Yeah, I think John Morant is cool. I think he's cool. I don't think he's an elite player. I don't think he's a franchise player. I don't think Zion is a franchise player. I don't think these dudes are franchise players. They got drafted for a shitty team and they brought excitement to the arena because they can dunk the ball. But when it's time to show out, they never show up. Just like LeBron James. Nah, I don't. My last team was the Lakers, bro. He said I got a bucket hat. Yeah, the bucket hat is my logo, bro. It's my brand. You wanna make a purchase? Send me a DM. You can get one. You see my logo? I'm a brand, my guy. Yeah. At 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'm gonna have my brand on my body. Just like at 1 o'clock, you might leave the club with a Gucci on your feet, right? With a Gucci belt, right? Right? Driving a car that's you think you own it, but the patent to that is for somebody else. So, yeah. No, let me tell you something. The reason why Zion career is the way that it is and he's injured is because he's putting his penis inside of these holes. Yes. When you exalt God's energy, when you exalt the God-given talent of your energy and you put it inside of worthless beings, you become a worthless being. That's what happened to him. That's what's happening to Klay Thompson right now. You see Klay Thompson having a terrible year. Who's his girlfriend? Meg the Stallion? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. This is universal order. This is law. You know what I'm saying? You know why Michael Jordan was great as he is? Because he was going home to his wife. That's why. You know why Kobe was great as he is? If you guys believe that nonsense that took place with him and that white girl, and that's lies. That never happened. That was part of the rituals. Remember, you gotta have rituals. Kobe Bryant didn't want to go to the Diddy parties. So this is what they do to you. I don't want to, I'm not, I don't want to make this a conspiracy. We're going to leave that alone. We'll leave that for another conversation. Which is right. Big man, big ups, your brand, and don't watch no face. Yeah, that's it, bro. You can't do what LeBron do, but use your mouth. Oh, that sounded super gay, but okay. Okay. Oh yeah, like I said, I don't want to make this a conspiracy, but yeah, we know that's what that was for Kobe, bro. We know that's what they was for Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Kobe didn't care for none of that. He just wanted to ball. Like, all right. So since you don't wanna follow rules, we're gonna see how you feel. You know, the average person would have folded for what happened to them. What happened to Kobe, the average person would have folded. When they realized, like, damn, this nigga is really that nigga. That's when you started seeing them easing up. This is when you started seeing now they started embracing him because they wanted to take him down, but they couldn't. Because when you great like how he is, can't. You know who else was nice? Steve Francis. Steve Francis was nice. Um, the Rockets had a team, boy. The Rockets had a team. Jason Williams, Jason Williams at his prime was also phenomenal, bro. You said at one time he was nice. Who you talking about? Steve Francis? Steve Francis was nice, bro. Steve Francis was nice. The reason why Steve Francis' game deteriorated because he was drinking too much, bro. He was drinking. You know what I'm saying? Sharif Abdul Rahim was nice too. Sharif was, listen. Sharif was alright. He was alright. The reason why he didn't shine was because the power forward position wasn't, it didn't stand out like the way the guards did. Sharif Abdul Rahim was alright. He was nice. Yeah. You said Steve Francis was a hyped a bit? Huh? I don't know, bro. His first 2 years, that year, what is it? When he was in a dunk contest and yeah, yo, bro. Him and Contino Mobley, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of niggas that was nice. Baron Davis was nice. We talking about Hornets Baron Davis. We not talking about the Warriors. We talking about Hornet Baron Davis. Niggas wasn't seeing that guy. Rasheed Wallace is another great one. Now that nigga right there, he is the foundation of basketball. I feel like him, Kevin Garnett, Udonis Haslam, um, is another one. Charles Oakley. You could put Shaq in there. You could put Charles Barkley in there. You get all those individuals and you let them become like part of the development team of the NBA. They will restructure and bring and restore order in the basketball game. Detroit Pistons was all right. You know, listen. I'm gonna always be, I'm gonna always be on edge with the Detroit Pistons because they beat my Lakers. They beat Kobe, so you know, it's cool. They got that. Shout out to Rasheed. I'm glad he won a ring. Like I said, there's a lot of players that I felt should have won a ring, and the fact that he won one, I was happy for that. You know what I'm saying? I was happy for that. Damon Stott. Who remember Damon Stoudemire? You talking about Tayshaun Prince? He was the only lefty on the Pistons. What's up, fam? Tayshaun Prince. He was the only lefty on the Pistons. He was all right. He was alright. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mighty Mouse, man. Damon Stoudemire was a problem. Terrell Brandon was a problem. We you want to talk basketball? Terrell Brandon was a problem. Who else? There's some real you know what I'm saying, some undercover gems, bro. That when you got a chance to watch them play, bro, you like, damn, these niggas is nice. You know what I'm saying? Like me growing up, I used to always, like, you know, because I used to play ball. So I used to always try to take things from this guy, that guy, that guy. Then you go out there, you have your imagination and you create your own style. You get what I'm saying? Nah. If they drafted Melo, Melo didn't fit that it didn't fit that system. Yes. And what's the other dude name? Damn. And he played for the Hornets and he died in the car accident. Oh my geez. What is his name? Wow. How did I forget his name, bro? Nah, that wasn't his name. He played for the Hornets and he was racing with David Wesley and he crashed. I don't. If did Bobby Hurley did he do anything in the NBA? Like, let me tell you guys something. And this is no disrespect to my college players, right? This is no disrespect. Nah, it wasn't him. He was racing. He was racing with another player on the Hornets, and he died. David Wesley was racing with another guy. I forgot his name. Damn, you guys about to make me go look through my phone. Hold on. Hold on. Hornets player. Bobby Fields. Yeah. Bobby Fields. That nigga was nice. Word. Word. Him and Alonzo. Mm-hmm. 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 Word. We talking. This is when the NBA was like. Listen, guys. If you wasn't around to see the NBA in the 90s, early 2000s, anything before, listen, any basketball before LeBron James went to the Miami Heat was phenomenal basketball, bro. You said LaMelo Ball over Carmelo Anthony? Bro, you is bugging right now, fam. Like I said, Kobe didn't do nothing in Colorado. That was a ritual. That was to put a stain on his name because he wouldn't comply. He wouldn't go to the Diddy parties and the Epsteins and shit like that. Yeah. When these people invest millions of dollars into you, you have to participate in the rituals, bro. And when you don't, they make an example out of you. Sometimes even unalive you. That's what they did to Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was supposed to go to those Diddy parties. He didn't go. I'm from Brooklyn. Trust me, we know. How did they get his location when he's in a goddamn Airbnb in a rich area? He purposely went to the rich area to not stay nowhere in the hood, but they still found him. But anyway, that's another topic in itself. The Hornets was cool. Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, Kendall Gill, Soundman BK, Kendall Gill, what's up? Talk to me nice, bro. What's up? Kendall Gill, what's up? Sound man, what's up? I don't hear nothing for Kendall Gill. You gonna tell me he was trash? Huh? Yo, Sound man BK, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe to this goddamn channel, man. You's a funny nigga, son. Hold on. Hold on. Yo, hold on. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me let me Yo. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Nature boy. Nature. Chill, bro. He was a leading singer or he was in the background doing he was a yo nah hold on yo yo nah that was the laugh for me, guys. Yo, my son is hilarious, bro. Yo, you said after all the All Stars retired, the Spurs are the future. Why you say that? Listen. I'm telling you guys this right now. Wemby's gonna have a short career. He's doing all of this now because he's young. He's way too big. His body will not be able to do all of that, especially as he gets older. His metabolism slows down. He's going to break. He's gonna be just like Yao Ming. I promise you. Remember this day that I told you guys this. I don't put too much hype behind him, right? Because he's the it moment right now player. Yeah. Yo, you say you hate Rick Fox? Why? Because he took Vanessa Williams, bro. Nature boy, you had a crush on Vanessa? Let me know. You said worse, he's French, and like I said, I'm just going based on what I see. I'm going based on what I see. I'm going based on how his game is. He doesn't have he doesn't have a game of set control, right? He all he knows is front, back, side to side, like UGK. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't know how to slow down a game. He doesn't know how to, you know, he don't have excuse me, he don't have time management. Fox is cool. Fox is cool. I love all my lefties. Fox is cool. Nature Boy, why you hate Rick Fox though, bro? You had a thing. You had a thing for Vanessa Williams. Fox is cool. Oh, you talking about Rick Fox? I thought you was talking about Aaron. I thought you were talking about Aaron Fox, the one that played for the Dylan Harper is alright. You said Iverson was fight, or you trying to say he was alright? Oh, you for the Spurs, yeah, he's cool. Nah, I would never say Iverson was alright, bro. Iverson represented every single one of us that was from outside, bro. Every single one of us that was from poverty, that man represented, bro. That man was like, he's literally my height. And he took a shitty ass 76ers to the finals. Nah, he could never be all right, bro. He was the only one that stopped the Lakers from having a perfect finals run, bro. These niggas literally only lost one game, bro. And it's because of this little nigga named Iverson. Nah, I can't. I'm gonna have to disagree with you right there, Sound Man. I'm gonna have to. My bad, bro. Iverson could never be alright, bro. I watched that man drop 50 games. This is a 6 foot. Remember, the NBA used to list you like 2 inches taller. If you ever see Iverson in person, nah. Eddie House was cool. I didn't like the fact that they put Bibby over Jay Will. I think Jay Will. First of all, Jay Will is what brought excitement back to the Sacramento. Let's just get that clear. And I feel like they didn't give him a chance to mature, right? They didn't give him a chance to mature, and of course, they didn't like his arrogance, which comes when you know that you're nice. He was nice. You know what I'm saying? You said he was alright offensively? Nah, bro, you bugging. Jay Jettis, what's up? Nah, you bugging, bro. LeBron Curry, you bugging, bro. You said he was decent offensively? Nah, you 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 probably a '90s or a 2000 baby. You didn't you never got a chance to watch. You didn't get a chance to watch basketball and boxing, bro. Basketball, boxing, and soccer. Van Axel was a problem. Yo, sound man, you bringing it back. Van Axel was a problem, bro. Van Axel was a problem, bro. Van Axel was a problem. Word. Van Axel was a problem. Jay Will was Van Axel with IQ and dribble. Robert Pack was alright. I didn't see too much. Robert Pack didn't. You know who Robert Pack reminds me of? Damn, I'm gonna tell you who Robert Pack reminds me of. Uh, Robert Pack reminds me of like a Greg Anthony. That's who Robert Pack reminds me of a Greg Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Or what's his name? Andre Miller. You know who else was nice? Um, what is it? Abdul Rahim, Mohammed Abdul Rahim. He used to play for the Denver Nuggets, and he got kicked out of the NBA. And you see that he's playing with the big three, and he's killing. He's damn near 100 years old. Yeah, he was nice. He was Steph Curry before Steph Curry. He was Steph Curry before Steph Curry. Word. He was Steph Curry before Steph Curry. I forgot it. I forgot his full name. Word. Manu was nice. Oh, you said that's your pops player, Andre Miller? Yeah, he remind me of Robert Pack. You know who else was nice that don't get credit? Monte Ellis. Monte Ellis was a problem, bro. Monte Ellis was a problem. Would you like to buy my Would you like to buy my fake hat? You know, this is my brand. This is my, you know what I'm saying? Would you like to buy it? Gilbert Arenas was alright. Send me a DM. Follow me on Instagram, ROD Podcast, 12. The number is 12. Send me a DM, and I got you. Gilbert Arenas was alright. He was better than LeBron. Yeah. Nah. Monte Ellis was not a shooter. Monte Ellis was not a shooter. Monte Ellis was a mixture of Iverson. He was a mixture of Iverson. Monte Ellis was Kyrie before Kyrie. That's Monte Ellis. Steph Curry, listen, from the minute Steph Curry was in college, that nigga was a different species, bro. Do you guys not remember what this one little guy was doing in Davidson? That boy was damn near 10 pounds. Lou Will was nice. Shout out to Lou Will. Definitely was nice. You said who's better than LeBron? Everybody. LeBron is in y'all conversation because the machine is behind him. Real basketball players will tell you he's just not it. He doesn't have the it factor. He doesn't demand control of the game. Like, he does not control the game. He folds when it's crunch time. He has a losing finals record, and he goes on. He has to go on a stacked team, and when he goes on the stacked team, you understand? He allowed those people to do all the hard work. When he was on the Cavaliers, it was LeBron, it was Kyrie doing all the hard work. It was what's this nigga name? Kevin Love catching all the rebounds, throwing it out. And LeBron James was there for the alley oops. You know, he has occasional threes, and he has occasional going to the hole. Pause. But other than that, And remind you, he was playing on the East where the top seeds had a 45 and 40 record. If 82 games, they was 40 and 41. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what his competition was. Shamgar was nice. Shamgar didn't have a jump shot. Yeah, he went to 8 straight finals coming out of the East where there was no competition, like I said. But when he went into the competition, when he finally had competition playing against the Western Conference that had every team that was coming out of the West was a 50 plus team, what is his final record? What is his record overall? Exactly. That's why he would never be in that conversation. Ron Artest over Draymond? Absolutely. Tim Duncan, top 5. Darius Mills, he was a hype job. You said, what does that mean? It means he was a bum. I don't care. Listen, let me ask you a question. Will Chamberlain was leading in the finals. He was leading the entire series with points and rebounds, but still lost. Why are we not having conversations about Will Chamberlain? He was stacking and all that. It didn't matter. You get what I'm saying? It's like I said, a lot of you guys are LeBron James fans because of the narrative of the machine pushing this upon your membrane, right? So if, for example, if you was to walk from your house, right? Let's say you walk from your house to King's Plaza, right? King's Plaza is a mall in Brooklyn, but you live 20 miles away, but you decided to walk from your house to King's Plaza. Every time you walk, somebody called you stupid, dumb, retarded, etc. By the time you reach King's Plaza, you're going to think you're dumb, stupid, and retarded because you've been programmed, you've been conditioned to think that. That's the same thing with basketball. The real people that breaking down the understanding of basketball to the T are the ones that's not being controlled by the machine. Like, yo, when we hear it, we already know it already triggers like, nope, that's a lie. Nope, that's not true. Nope, we're not doing that. See, it automatically triggers. And also based on the age bracket. So if you're under 35, right? You're under 35, you're under 30 and you in your 20s, you will never understand the game of basketball because your experience in the game of basketball is from the umbrella of AAU. AAU is the worst thing that ever happened to basketball because AAU is not teaching children to have creativity. That's why the NBA, when you watch the NBA game, is literally on a frequency, right? It's literally on a frequency. For example, you're gonna always see somebody shooting a three. You're gonna always see somebody doing a pick and roll to go into a layup. That's all the NBA is: shoot threes, layups, or dunks. Get fouled, shoot free throws. These are the 4 ways of people scoring now. You're not seeing nobody posting up. Like I said, the last player that literally carried and respected the game the way it's supposed to be played was Kobe Bryant. You're never going to find that again, bro. These players nowadays don't even have a post-up game. I'm talking about post-up, footwork. Nobody has that. Yeah, the mid range is gone. The post up is gone. It's literally a frequency. Even if even if you go in to watch a game right now, you go to the park right now, and you watch the game. Well, I don't want to say the park because everybody, nobody's shooting threes in the park, right? But if you go to if you go to a AAU game and you see these little niggas dribbling the ball, if they're not getting to the hole with a layup or a dunk, they're shooting threes. I know my son. I used to take my son to these basketball tournaments, and I had to tell him like, "Yo, bro, work on your mid range." But his coach would be like, "Shoot the three." You can watch a basketball game right now in real time. You can watch a basketball game right now, and you will find somebody get the ball, have an open layup or open mid range, which is a higher percentage shot. That's rule number one. Always take the highest percentage shot, right? They will take the ball, be right there for the highest percentage shot, and kick it back out for somebody to shoot a three. Nah, Tony Parker was nice. Allen Houston was nice. See? A2I, yeah. Jamal Mashburn was nice. I said that. I said that earlier. Jamal Mashburn was nice. Tim Duncan, to me, Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward that ever played. Tim Duncan understood the game of basketball. Tim Duncan was a silent assassin. Tim Duncan could give you 20 today, 40 tomorrow, and then out of nowhere give you damn near 30 rebounds. Tip the ball, pass it to the person where it mattered. Definitely, I would definitely put Joe Johnson over Mashburn, and I love Mashburn, but Joe Johnson was complete. You talking about Zach Randolph, right? And I know you're not talking about Josh Childress. Nah, they played the same position. Joe Johnson ran small forward. Jamal Mashburn ran small forward. Joe Johnson also ran the guard. And I think Jamal Mashburn, I think he ran the four at a particular time of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Johnson did get better with time. But that man, that shot, that shit was always potent. Come on, Karl Malone was all right. He was all right. I don't have Karl Malone in my top five. I don't even have him in my top 10. I probably don't even have him in my top 20. I'm not gonna lie. He was all right. He was all right. Rick Smith was cool. He was all right. He was in. We talking about the Pacers, right? We talking about the European Rick Smith, the 7'7" nigga. He was all right. He wasn't better than Jermaine O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal was nice, bro. Jermaine O'Neal post-up game was crazy. Who? Duff Lift Shrimp? Duff Lift Shrimp was all right. My German. Duff Lift Shrimp was all right. Nah, Jamal played. Like I said, I think he ran small forward and power forward. He played two positions. Absolutely. Yeah. You know who else was nice? Travis Best. Yeah. You said I look like Run DMC? I mean, I am from New York. You know what I'm saying? Travis Best was all right, bro. You say I owe you a drink for that one? Oh, you see you forgot about Travis Best. Travis Best was all right, bro. You said Mike Mitchell for the Spurs at 6'7" could shoot over anybody, especially over Kareem. Probably. Travis Best was nice. Jamal Tinsley was nice too. Jamal Tinsley just he didn't have a consistent jump shot, but he'll put you on your ass. You said who's my starting five? I will go Kobe, Jordan. I'll do KD. Jordan, Kobe, KD, Tim Duncan, and a toss up between Shaq and Kareem. I mean Shaq and Elijah Wan. Be a toss up. It'd be a toss up. But if it was strictly based on positions, and Kobe couldn't play point guard, he had to play his shooting guard. I'm definitely taking Kobe over Jordan. That's not even up for debate. Um, who will be my point guard? It'll be a tossed up between Curry and Magic. The reason why I will hesitate on Curry is because Curry don't play no D and Curry is small. And if we're playing old school basketball, Curry wouldn't last. So it will be Magic, Kobe, Kevin Durant, Tim Duncan, Shaq or Olajuwon. Mike Miller was trash. Which West? David West? Sam Perkins was cool. He was better in college, but he was cool. You said Jamal Tinsley. It was like, heck no. Heck no. Mike, oh, what? Heck no. You got to go Carlito. I can tell you young, bro, because you already put Wemby up there. Wemby didn't earn nothing yet to be even be, but you know that's your five. I ain't gonna comment. You got that. Yo, did you, my son said big country? Get the big country was dirt. Are you dumb? That's like saying would I put Sean Bradley on the team or George Murison? That's where Big Country is. Your sound man. Big Country is like George Murison. Big facts. And Eric was dirt. Eric Montrose was trash, bro. He was like Greg Ostertag. Remember Greg? yo, yo. Y'all remember Greg Ostertag? Curry's a shoot first pass guard. Yeah. Yo, switch. You is bugging. Greg Ostertag averaged like 2 points. I think his highest. Nah, I don't remember Bennett Benjamin. Wait, that's the dude that got drafted by the Cavaliers first round, and he was a dub, right? He was a bust. Switch, yo, Nature Boy. Nah, I don't remember. Late '80s. I was born in the late. I ain't gonna remember him, bro. Yo, Nature Boy, Will Purdue. Yo, bro, you gotta stop. This is that's the guy that Shaq dunked on and pushed it to. Yo, what? You said Bronny and Wembley is locking Shaq? Bro, nobody could stop Shaq, bro. They had to change the NBA rule because of this man. Yo, Switch, chill, bro. My bad. You the big bro. My bad, bro. Listen, you say Greg Olsen. Yeah, yeah. Greg Olsen tag was dirt, but I guess hey, it is what it is. Oh yeah, that was Chris. yo, yo, Nature Boy. He don't look like Will Purdue. Tell me, Dudley don't look like Will Purdue, bro. Andre Miller didn't have no handle. Bill Wellington was alright. Marcus Camby was cool. Listen, we're not gonna act like Marcus Camby wasn't the second coming of the Kembe Mutombo for like good 3 to 4 seasons. We're not gonna act like Camby wasn't that nigga for like 3 to 4 seasons. We're not gonna do that, bro. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, guys. Come on now. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not gonna act like Camby was not busting ass for a good 3 years. Marcus Camby was alright, bro. Listen, Marcus Camby opened the doors for basketball players like Tyson Chandler. Facts. Birdman. Facts. Facts. Marcus Camby was all right, bro. Marcus, you know who else? You know who else was nice? I want to say he was nice. He was all right. Stromile Swift. I remember Stromile. That man used to just do tomahawks right under the rim. Like, give me that. Rah! Off the rebound. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I would take Matt over Greg Ostertag too, bro. Dana was alright. He was alright. But I would definitely take Matt over Greg. Definitely. Well, you know who was nice? You know, he died young too. Um, the nigga that played for the Nets. And he died in a car accident. I forgot his name. He was nice. It was another person that was nice too. Pete Havokich. Pistol Pete. He was cool. I was watching, when I was younger, this is when NBA, this is when ESPN Century was free. You know what I'm saying? If you had cable and you had the premium package that came along with it. And I used to watch a lot of this is why I'm the way that I am when it comes to basketball, bro, because remember, we didn't have all of this distraction that we have now. We didn't have social media where we on your phone all day. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't outside doing your fugazi, when you got inside, if there was no cartoons to watch, you watch sports. You know what I'm saying? Like me growing up, my pops then, we wasn't allowed to do anything besides watch wrestling, boxing, and karate. Like literally, that's all we was watching. Yeah, Petrovic. He was nice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But can be opened the doors for somebody like Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler offensively was dirt. But you throw that ball in the air, pause, he's gonna go get it. You wanna know who else was trash? Yo, sound man. If I'm lying, I'm flying. You know who else was trash? Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry was dirt, boy. When they brought him to the Knicks, man, listen. Yo, the Knicks had a year where they were, and you know who's the cause of that? Isaiah Thomas. I remember. Yeah, under Isaiah, Derek Coleman was a beast. Stacey Ogden was alright. He had good defense. Kenyon Martin can listen, Kenyon Martin, and this is no disrespect to Kenyon, you know what I'm saying? But Kenyon Martin was a hype job, bro. He was a hype job. No disrespect to Kenyon Martin, but he was definitely a hype job. If Jason Kidd was not on that team, that nigga would be a bum. He had no mid-range. He only had athleticism. And anybody that played basketball, the first thing that goes is athleticism. Yeah, and the fact that he was a bully, you know what I'm saying? Come on, Rose. You ain't gotta apologize, man. It's damn near about to be 3:30 in the mother effing morning, bro. I'm about to go to bed right now. Wait, you said, hold on, sound man, hold on. You said before LeBron James on the Cavs, best James for the Cavs is Mike James. Mike James was alright, bro. The best player on the Cavs before LeBron James got there was Ricky Davis. Y'all remember Ricky? Y'all remember Ricky Davis? Sound man, you remember Ricky Davis? I know you remember Ricky Davis, bro. Probably did. LeBron James' mom's is a freak, bro. Ricky Davis was a beast, bro. LeBron James got him out of there. LeBron James got him out of there because Ricky Davis was challenging him. Ricky was like, "Yo, son, this nigga ain't that knife." LeBron just like, "Yo, you want me to be the franchise player? I'm not. I don't feel comfortable playing with him." They shipped that nigga out, and that nigga never recovered. This is what I'm trying to tell you. LeBron James already had the machine behind them since college, bro. This is the first nigga that before he even stepped on the court, nigga had $100 million sneaker deal, bro. Lorenzo Wright was alright. That's the brother that died in the car accident, right? Or he got shot up or something like that. It was Eddie Griffin that died. He got ran over by the train or something. Eddie Griffin was nice. Sound man, Eddie Griffin wasn't nice? Eddie Griffin was nice. If he didn't get caught up into the nonsense, he would have been nice. Word. Word. Facts. Facts. I used to get in trouble because remember with the dial-up, you had to disconnect the phone line and connect it to the computer. Yo, bro, you know how many phone calls my moms and my step-pops done missed because of that, bro? Me and my brother used to be on that internet every day. It got to the point where I remember my mom's call the phone company because it was like, yo, my phone hasn't rang in man long. It was like, yeah, because you are on the internet. My moms didn't know what the internet was at that time. She was like, what the heck is going on here? And then, I don't know too much of Tony Dumars. After the Kevin Johnson and Charles Barkley run came to an end. Kevin Johnson, Charles Barkley, Rex Chapman, um, Carlos Sabonis, that's his name. Or Cedric Sabonis. Cedric or Carlos, I don't remember. Cedric was nice. He was nice. Isaiah Ryder was nice. Damn, it was some good players, bro. Isaiah Ryder on the Timberwolves, that nigga was nice. With Terrell Brandon, that nigga was nice. Sam Cassell, that nigga was nice. Sam was mad ugly. That nigga was nice. Yeah, Cedric Sabonis, that nigga was nice. Sam Cassell was nice. Mario Ellie was nice. Respect Mario, you heard? Mario Ellie was nice. Listen, man, I'm from New York, Brooklyn. I don't put my hype in New York until New York make it to the finals. Mario Ellie was nice. Cedric Sabonis was nice. Um, there was another one. Bruce Bowen was trash, bro. I'm listen. Bruce Bowen, Bruce Bowen was like Bruce Bowen was like Tayshaun Prince. Bruce Bowen, Shane Battier, Tayshaun Prince. Um, what's the dude with the man that they call the Kobe stopper? These dudes was just great on defense and they made the shots when it count. But we talking about overall game, nigga was trash. Let me tell you, the only dominant all-around player that never gets their just due is Ron Artest. The only dominated all-around player outside of Scottie Pippen was Ron Artest. You know why? Because Ron Artest had mental illness. If you ever listen to Ron Artest speak, when they have Queensbridge Day, I forgot when they're gonna have it. But when they have Queensbridge Day, Ron Artest be there and talk to that. You be like, yo, Ron, you all right, bro? Yeah. Old Juwan Howard coming out of college. Nah, Juwan Howard was all right, bro. Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullen. Them niggas had a squad, bro. They was just young. Gilbert Arenas. No, wait, Gilbert Arenas didn't play on that team with those guys. Gilbert Arenas, he did get drafted by the Warriors, but yeah, Gilbert Arenas was all right. Listen, the reason why I say Gilbert Arenas was all right is because he was playing on the East, where the East was the weakest conference. The weakest conference. You say he took the Hummer. When it comes to the Hummers and the things that they do off court, you know, I don't pay attention to that. I never did. I think the only player that I ever paid attention to anything that's dealing outside of the NBA was Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant, you know, I already knew he was gonna be the greatest from the minute this man got into the league. Like, the nigga was just so cocky. I'm like, yo, son, who is this nigga, bro? Yo, son, the audacity. But that's how we. If you come from where we come from, if you from Brooklyn, that's how that's how we move. You know what I'm saying? I be going into the schools and all that. Like, yo, son, I'm him. You heard? Even on this podcast, I move like I'm him. Like, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have the machine because I turned down the offer. You know what I'm saying? But that's another topic in itself. You know what I'm saying? If you look at my statistics, I'm damn near close to 140,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? These niggas still don't want to give me my YouTube plaque, but it's okay. No, never. Shaq and Hardaway, they wouldn't, because remember they playing against the Bulls, bro. And if you take those two out the game, remember Shaq was dominant, but he wasn't dominant. Remember, he didn't grow into his physique. He didn't grow into that big diesel. You know what I'm saying? He was just Shaq. He was just Shaquille. You feel me? And they didn't have enough pieces around them. Dennis Scott, come on, my guys, stop. Nick Anderson, come on, guys. Let's be real now. Come on, stop. Tony Batiste was trash, bro. We're not gonna say he was okay. Bobby Jackson was alright. He was alright. Bobby Jackson reminds me of Jason Terry. Word. Antonio McDyess was nice. Isaiah Ryder was alright. Antonio McDyess was alright. Shout out to Antonio. He was alright. Terrell Brandon was nice, bro. See, you just not coming on. Yeah, we spoke about Terrell Brandon. Terrell Brandon was nice, bro. I don't care what anybody tell me. That nigga was nice. Any given moment, that man could turn on fire and give you 30, 40 if he wants to. And remember, when these people was balling, there was no there wasn't TV coverage like that, bro. You know, the TVs, the networks only wanted the top teams. They wanted the Lakers, you know, the Lakers. They wanted the Celtics because of the history. And then they wanted the Bulls and the Knicks. The Bulls, the Knicks, and the Heat, right? Because of the rivalry between the two. And Chicago and the Pacers, you know what I'm saying? Like, they wanted the rivalry games. They didn't want, you know what I'm saying, teams like the Timberwolves went under the radar. Teams like the Cavs went under the radar. You know what I'm saying? When Terrell Brandon was on the Cavs, he was a killer. But you're not gonna know that because, like I said, they went under the radar. They wasn't, these networks wasn't what it is now. You know what I'm saying? There was no league pass back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way you was gonna see those local games, you had to be from those states. You get what I'm saying? Bruce Bowen was dirt. Bruce Bowen was dirt. Bobby Fields, man. Bobby Fields was nice, bro. Word. Uh, uh, the nigga Cousins, he was nice. DeMarcus Cousins, he was nice. LaMarcus Aldridge, he was nice. Um, who else was nice? Who else was nice? Yeah, now we mentioned Antonio McDyess. Antonio McDyess was alright, bro. I don't know too much about George McLeod. I don't know too much about him. Yeah, I'm about to go to bed, guys. Antoine Jameson was alright. He was better in college. Karan Butler was nice. Lamar Odom was nice. Karan Butler was nice. Um, Trevor Ariza was nice. Um, Smush Parker was nice for one season. Um, Jordan Former was alright. Lou Williams was phenomenal. Um, you know who else was nice? That yo sound man. I'm about to tell you who else was nice, and you gonna be like, damn, how do I forget that? My son Darren Williams on the Utah Jazz. What? Yo, my nigga, son, this nigga right here, boy. Darren Williams, that 1-2 cross. Nah, y'all bugging. How did I forget about my son? Him and Carlos Boozer? Reason why they never got to that because of Kobe. But goddamn, that nigga was nice. Straight out of college. Straight out of college, that nigga was nice. Word. Darren Williams was nice, bro. You say he had a run? Nah, bro. Darren Williams had a good 7 years, bro. Because I remember he went from the Utah and then he got traded to the Brooklyn Nets. Yo, nah. That nigga Darren Williams was putting niggas on their ass. Yeah. Word. Shout out to Darren Williams, bro. Darren Williams was that guy. Yeah, Bobby Jackson he reminds me of Jason Terry, bro. Derek Anderson was nice. Derek Anderson, I'm gonna tell you who Derek Anderson game remind me of, bro. Damn, it was another smooth player just like him. Quentin Richardson. Darren Williams was like a Quentin Richardson, a prime Grant Hill with a little sprinkle of Brandon Roy. Just a little sprinkle. Word. Word. Facts. Terrell Brandon was Stephon Marbury before Stephon Marbury. Facts. Quentin Richardson, right? Quentin Richardson, yeah. All right, yeah. All right. Quentin Richardson was nice. Terrell Brandon was nice. Stephon Marbury will forever be, my Brooklyn favorite, bro. And I'm mad that he didn't win an NBA championship because it would have just looked good for Brooklyn because he would have definitely brought that to the hood. But I'm also ecstatic for what he did in China because he, you know, brought that NBA to China, made the Chinese people very invested in basketball. So shout out to him for that. Yeah, I'm about to gracefully, gracefully bow out. I'm tired. I gotta wake up in the next 4 hours. Yeah, I got a long day tomorrow. So we could talk this basketball talk tomorrow. All you guys, all. Rosie TV. Subscribe. Nature Boy. Yeah, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. We could continue this conversation. Me and my mans, we about to come up with a new podcast where we gonna be talking all of this sports shit. We gonna be talking sports, boxing, hip hop, everything, bro. We're gonna be talking it all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You guys have a wonderful night, man. And yeah, and you too, Patrick. You too, Patrick. You're a funny nigga. Yeah, follow me, bro. You funny. You said Banner 19 coming soon. Yeah, they got to get past the Knicks, right? I ain't say that. I'm just saying though. But all right, fellas, it was nice. It's your brother, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I know this joint is wild long, but it was a pleasure having this dialogue with y'all, man. Y'all be good. Y'all sleep well. Y'all wake up, get to the money, take care of your honey, your family, and stay sucker free. Yeah, we gonna continue. So if you know Lamar Odom's pops, man, that means you from the hood. So, like I said, man, we gonna chop it up. We gonna link up. We gonna do these numbers. But I'm definitely gonna get up out of here, man. Thank you, bro. All of y'all rest well. Pause. Easy with it.